he was like, "They gave offered millions of dollars for this shit,
Oh,
Shaw.
for fuck's sake! God
I would have
damn
played
it!
a hand
Shit.
puppet jerking off."
Fuck. Greetings and welcome once again to Roman of the Empire. I am your host, Roman. This week we're talking about episode 7 of the ACOLYTE choices. Bad.
There were some bad ones.
Mostly by me, by making us watch this show. We'll go around the horn, then we will dive into this deep dumpster fire of a fucking show and get on with our lives. What happened to poor Jacob?
Rip.
He did the right thing. He just hit the eject button.
Just like,
no,
I can't do it anymore.
No more.
The president is giving a speech right now as well.
Okay.
So I asked Mrs. of the Empire
he just
to come out and
called the
give us
president of
updates.
Ukraine, Vladimir
He
Putin.
falls over or something clever happens. So
No,
see
he
what goes on.
called Zelensky Putin right out of the gate.
Yeah, that was earlier, and he also said called Vice President Trump. So whatever, it's words. So with me as always, he is my partner as channel. He is my wingman. He once stopped me from traveling back in time and carpet bombing myself so that I could suffer through this with him. He is Shieldwall of Dragons. Welcome back, my friend. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? So I think the first words of this stream that went live pretty much summed the show up.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we're giving you the TRDL up front. Anyway, great to be here. It's an interesting show in that it's going to be interesting to see how they wrap it up because I don't even know where it's going right now.
I don't think anyone knows.
Yeah, it just... Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But anyway, thanks for having me here. It's always fun to be on here with you guys.
He is the scourge of Gotham, the nemesis of the Dark Knight. He is Joker Voice. Welcome back, my friend. I'm sorry. How are you?
Oh, you know. There's a special wing at Arkham for the cast and crew and the writing staff of this show for all of the wrong reasons. And if we didn't get enough of it for episode 7, we went back to scissors.
I don't have my normal scissors with me.
I don't have my scissors.
It was Scissor Planet this week again. A return to Scissor Planet, part 2 of the Scissor Planet trilogy. Oh,
Don't worry, Mando. Finger scissors are obviously.
Whoa, Beard.
That's what she was doing.
Beard.
I didn't bring my regular scissors.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
Stop it.
I don't want to say that this episode was shocking at all, but I'm sure there was some of that going on too.
Yes.
That's it. We're done. It's over. Turning it off.
Squeaker!
Oh, yeah, we got we got Dempsey out there. We've got Courtney. Hello, Courtney, and we got Squeaka, our favorite mouse. So we'll get to everybody else out there shortly.
My
but thank you all for
jailhouse
joining us.
lover.
Always good to see you guys. She will tell you if this is the way. Books, games, or movies. She is armored up and ready to fight. She is Untamed Mando. Welcome back, Mando. It is good to see you.
Tis good to be here.
Is it though? Is it?
I mean, I like hanging out with you guys. Could I go without watching the crime that is the Acolyte? Sure. But I'm glad to be here. Yes, for any of you in the comment section wondering, this is not my normal setup. I'm using a temporary setup.
Where in the world is Untamed Mando?
Yes, I am not in my normal studio, so yes.
Because Amanda's frustrated right after the last episode, she burnt her house down.
Yeah, I burned my house down, guys, because I hated this episode so much. The house lasted through Ahsoka, but it didn't last through the Acolyte. I don't know.
Wow, salty traveling. That's a comment there.
Oh, hey, sir. Yeah, it's a toss-up. I have stopped drinking for the month, so that will either make me more or less sharp. We'll have to see how this goes. No. It's Old Man Physical Month next month, so I take a month off and I get my numbers down so my doctor doesn't get scared, and then I live my life again. So that's a circle of life.
You learn something new every day.
He and his beard share one consciousness. He is Beard of Liberty. Welcome back, my friend.
Oh, God.
Oh, my Lord.
Joker, take 30 seconds. That's all you get, 30 seconds.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Howdy,
yeah.
folks.
It's just so unhealthy.
Joker, that's the wrong kind of smoke to get through this episode.
I am here to just, like, I don't know what we're going through right now. My brain has just turned off. And you know what? I got to say, it's a lot more enjoyable. Ignorance is bliss, and I'm a very happy person.
Yeah, I'm not there. I just can't do it.
I fully embrace the Joker school of just chaos.
Yes.
That's probably it's definitely a better
embrace the insanity
regarding this. All right.
It's liberating.
Musician, pop culture aficionado, YouTube prostitute, man of the people. He is Sammy Threepeat. Welcome back, my friend. It is good to see you. I just saw you like a half second ago on someone else's stream, so it's good that you're with us once again. Tell your wife I'm sorry. How is Mrs. Threepeat doing? Is she well?
She's good. She's fully recovered from her surgery. She's just been hanging out. She's been doing a lot more painting and stuff. So that's usually what she's doing while I'm on stream. And then if she needs anything, I turn my camera off for a second. But otherwise, I'm well fed. I'm here. And I really, really enjoyed this episode. It was the greatest episode of any show I've ever seen.
Blink 3 times if there's a mouse next to you.
Sorry. I know.
It was great. My brain was not invaded. It was a great episode.
Just one more. All we got to do is one more. He is the man who knows all the things about all the things. He is the dad that shouldn't be. The unbearable 73. Macolites of mass intestinal dysfusion. What does that mean?
I forgot to type the R, but that's because the show sucked. So
is it supposed to be disruption? Because I didn't know what disputation was. I thought it might be
disruption works better. I don't care.
Whatever it is, I don't want it. I don't want it. Keep it away from me.
My creation of the word disputation is better than all Disney Star Wars.
Accepted.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, this is the month I've learned, that Disney really, the only reason Disney licensed Naruto 15 years ago to air for like 1 week was so they could steal the plot for this show, And it's the same week I learned that apparently my ancient Roman ancestors played rap music in the Coliseum,
That's true. That was a thing.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that in
it's history and culture right there.
Yeah. I mean, I might as well just go with it. I'm not with they, them, their, them, Bob, whatever.
Zimbabwe, what?
I'm a Zimbabwe. My pronoun is Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
He is.
I don't even know where it's going,
Zimbabwe.
folks. I don't know.
Zimbabwe is now Zimbabwe.
No.
Get it right, man. Get it right.
I've done that.
What, do you have something
Sorry.
against Zimbabweans?
all the Zimbabweans. I'm sorry for anyone who lives in Zimbabwe. We meet no.
Thank you, Mando.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
we do have a
Entire
huge
Zimbabwe.
following in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
We have like what 0.5% of the population that watches us, and it's two guys and a
No, that's far too high.
Fuck up.
See, what's even worse is that they have a lisp and live in Zimbabwe, so they say them Zimbabwe. I can't even say it.
Yeah.
But don't get them confused with Zabraks because they're different.
Anyway, let him get through the last of the intros so we can disrupt later.
Dive into this thing. I'm so hot.
I'm sorry.
He is the meme master of the interwebs, using his powers for good instead of evil. He is Jacob Ironside. Welcome back, my friend. Thank you for the clips this week. And I have to say, if you didn't see Jacob's Alien show on Tuesday, you need to go back and review it. That was an excellent breakdown. That was a lot of fun. I actually learned stuff I didn't know, which is always cool at my age, but that means something else had to depart. So I forgot my children's names for at least 2 days. I'm only 187.
180. I'm sorry.
You'd think it'd be older. You'd think it was older. I know.
I thought you were like 5,300. Well, my bad.
It is good to be back. I'm going to build a house completely out of wood because apparently wood burns slower than rock. So
yes.
What? Yes. Wood burns slower than rocks?
So let's say hi to the good people who are joining us tonight. It is our favorite mouse, the best mouse. If you build a better mousetrap, you get a better mouse. That mouse is Squeak a Mouse. Hello. Hey, Subtle, our good friend Subtle Deviancy. A troublemaker. You settled that is impossible to believe. Love it ever after. Hello, always good to see you out there. Ducka. Courtney, it's our good friend Courtney. It's nice to see you out there. Assessed with Alex Trebek. Wait, what?
So was I.
That's a fight.
Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I accept it.
I was inconsolable when he died.
Dempsey is actually kind of cool sounding. Okay, I don't know. I'll leave that to Joe Biden's uncle to let you know. Oh wait, they ate him. So it is.
I'd rather listen to what we're talking about than the presidential whatever they much of a call it.
His Uncle Tasty.
You know the thing.
Tasty Biden.
Uncle Tasty. Our good salty traveling C. Oh, yes, he does. And yeah, Gladiator 2.
It's only one Gladiator movie. I refuse.
They made a movie to shit on. It's because men think about Rome all the time, so they need to shit on that. That's
they totally did. They were because that totally took over the internet for a little while, and they're like, how can
somebody sold that to the executives? Look at these memes. It's popular. You know, by that standard, they should be making a video.
These straight white males are having a good time.
I believe that is everyone in the chat. Have I missed anyone? I hope that I have not. I don't think so. Well, I'll zip down to the bottom here if somebody else has popped in, much like they do in a prison shower. No, I think we were good.
Excuse me. I was not in prison showers. I was in jail showers. There's a difference.
Well, man, a shower is a shower. It's so anyway, on that note, let's weird.
Oh, by the way, did y'all see Shelley Duvall died today?
Shelley Duvall did die. Known for both olive oil from the terrible Popeye movie and the delightful what's her fuck name in The Shining? What was her name? Wendy. Yeah. Should look like a Wendy.
Yeah, I actually referenced her during the Alien show on Jacob's channel.
So let's dive into this bullshit before. So I have given Mrs. of the Empire has instructions that if the president should fall down, shit himself, or do something like that, she's going to come in and give us an update on that. So we'll see.
Very
appreciate
nice.
that.
Okay.
And let's just go ahead and establish right now at the
I
beginning.
hope he wore the
This
brown
would
pants
probably
today.
be like a 30-minute episode, right? Because half.
Oh,
or
actually, I think it
more
would be
of this
shorter.
episode is flashbacks that we
15
have already
15
seen
minutes
in the
max.
previous flashback.
Yeah, they fucking, so we got a lot of repetitive stuff, and they did it for context. I want to say I get that, but the problem was they could have not done episode 3, saved all that bullshit, and just had it in a singular episode.
Well, even if they
I'm going to put
did
quotes
that-
around this, it would have been better. But it's still,
even if they did episode 3, then did this one, the amount of time that they would focus, and we'll get to specifics, the amount of time that they would focus one scene and let it carry, they could give us 2 seconds of that scene, because smart viewers will know, oh, I recognize that. Move on.
It's a thing. Yeah,
we don't need to see 30 seconds to a minute of the same scene.
By the way,
Right,
we'll
I
get to
feel
that.
like
We'll get to
they
that.
keep
I'm
saying
jumping
that
ahead
the show
because
was
this is
made
stupid.
for kids, but then they like add like some of the other adult things, and then
Oh,
they do
God,
this.
no, it was
stupid
not.
stuff.
No, it was not.
You know, kids
No,
are
it was
the
not.
children of the damned. That's what the kid doing name for. By the way, so 16 years
good
earlier,
son, the good daughter.
I keep having to bring this up because it's so Naruto Shippuden, where we learned about the Uchiha massacre, where we learned about other stuff, happened 16 years after the beginning of the story. Yet another, 16 years ago there was a massacre or whatever. I mean, this is such a
it's a blatant ripoff of a show that Matt and Sammy and everybody else on the panel knows, but I don't.
I will
So
not
just
have a
get
stroke on
confused.
camera. I will not have a
Well,
stroke on
then,
camera.
it needs to be pointed out, though, Roman. I mean,
No.
not everybody may know about Naruto, but it needs to be pointed out because they're ripping it off.
The only thing I know about Naruto is it sounds delicious. So here we are on this planet's. What we do learn at the beginning of the episode is the Jedi are not here for the witches or the children's. They're there because the planet's supposed to be dead. The planet's
And they're
not
looking
supposed to-
for looking for wild edibles.
I may get some of those to get me through the rest of this tonight. So they're looking for random bullshit. The planet's not supposed to, like I said, it's not supposed to be active, live. This poor guy, what's his name? Tobite. So Padawan Tobite is just depressed as fuck. He looks like he wants to die. If I have to put one more fucking mushroom into this fucking thing.
He looks like the only one who's actually watching the show as they're filming it.
Roman, you missed a meme.
Oh,
there.
is it time?
Looks like he has anemia.
Roman, meme.
I'm sorry.
They just-
Meme time.
Shit.
You know, all kidding aside, when I saw the Wookiee with a fucking metal detector out in the field, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I just laughed.
It was just, it's like, what are you people doing? What are you doing?
See, I understand it's like a detector of some kind, but being the guy that I am that works outside in yards a bunch, all I could hear in my head was the sound of a weed eater. Just go.
Even that would have been somehow better. Yeah, it was just not good. So then we go to campsite. Sir,
I want to know what they're eating because
I mean-
I'm not sure if it's like looks yummy or if it looks like it's just burnt egg.
One of the scrotum birds.
Roast
Oh.
Ewoks.
Well,
You know
well,
what?
and the
They
Padawan.
said,
Okay,
go ahead, Joker.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
Joker.
so clearly the Padawan was doing the whole thing wrong because the only reason they're eating is because they're smoking all that grass and eating whatever little mushrooms.
Yeah.
So they got the munchies afterwards. So that's why everyone's eating.
Yeah.
What they're eating, Torben very, very briefly says, I'm tired of Nuna legs. And that is a very deep cut for like Star Wars people. Like, oh, I know what Nunas are. That's like key jangling for the people in the back row.
Oh Lord,
oh.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
You got another
but it was-
video
good key
here.
jangling because
clip.
barely anybody knows what a Nuna is.
Well, he also does an
Fuck
awful lot of
Dipsy.
bitching.
What is a Nuna?
No,
What do we have? Oh,
my
Lord,
Nuna
I'm
and my
sorry.
Pop
I got
Pop
like
Dipsy.
10 different things open right now. You really that's not even Dempsey.
That makes
that's a good
sense.
point though. It's fucking stupid. You're right.
In the context of what this show is so far, I interpret that concept a different way. I haven't.
Oh Lord. So but little Tobite is just whining.
No wonder he swallowed
Isn't
the
he a little
poison.
old to
He
whine?
can handle his own whining.
He's a little old to
He's
whine.
in that
He's a-
meditation for 10
He's
years.
a Padawan.
I mean,
And he just doesn't
He looks-
shut the fuck up.
he looks about Obi-Wan's age in
Obi-Wan didn't whine.
the
He
Phantom Menace.
questioned, but he
In the
didn't whine.
Phantom, yeah.
And yet he's behaving like
So-
that, like elementary school age Boy Scout that hates that they've been on a camping trip for 3
I'm so
days.
Yeah,
tired of
right.
being in the woods.
That's me.
You must eat, Padawan.
I'm not hungry.
It's unwise to insult a Wookiee's cooking.
Hairball.
That is glorious.
Still better orchestrated
That is
than
glorious.
this scene.
And I'm just gonna say that the reason Torben drank the poison is like, oh, thank God, I'm finally out of this damn show.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
Yeah,
The whole
right.
So he's whining and moaning like a child, and she's like, just shut the fuck up. Don't let your anxiety, or don't focus on your anxieties or whatever.
Don't piss
And
off
he's
the
like,
Wookiee. The Wookiee
Oh,
can just crush your skull.
where's my Xbox? I want to go
And
back
then-
to
and
my
then-
Xbox.
The poor Saul is like, just shut the fuck up, Tobite. We are looking for the virgins. Excuse me.
You're missing the point of this thing.
Oh,
This
well.
scene, the whole reason the
Well,
Wookiee kicked
I mean-
his ass later was not because he was mind controlled, because he had an opportunity to get revenge for insulting his cooking.
Beat his ass because he insulted his cooking. Exactly.
Where did the budget go? Bobby
Rip
Wolf,
his arm
welcome
off.
to the show, by the way.
You insult my
Um,
cooking, I rip
sorry,
your arm
Bobby.
off.
So this already like brings the question because they're talking about how a virgins in the Force can just create life. So at some point, the Jedi just accepted that life can be created out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where they're going with that. Huh.
Uh,
Hmm.
that's a funny
Gee, I
Oh,
wonder.
So
I
it
wonder.
can-
There's like
it
you know,
can-
with 100 years later, there's gonna be this random kid that just shows up out of nowhere who's just created
Yeah.
by the
I mean,
Force,
but
man.
not only that, it can Genesis device an entire planet and just grow everything
Mhm.
back.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
then
you
the
know,
Jedi's
and,
like,
you know,
can I
so
cook or
someone-
can I cook?
So
Uh,
someone who was
I don't know.
prophesied really wasn't special, and then you basically someone playing with genetics and was able to create life itself, and that life has offspring. Oh, gee,
I wanted them to
I
say
wonder-
to this kid,
Mhm.
hey, is the orange juice ready?
And I don't know if it was the previous scene or not, but at some point he's like he says something about he wants his like to do something meaningful. And there was actually a good line in there where like not every job is meaningful. It's like
I think
sometimes
I believe it's the next campfire scene.
okay, yeah.
The fact that
It's
there
like-
are
it's
two
like-
campfire scenes in the same episode is also irritating. So
Well,
I
I mean,
think
that's
it's,
kind
I
of
think
like how
it's the
life actually goes. Like everybody wants to be the hero of their own story, but sometimes you're just the shopkeeper.
Yeah.
I can't believe they gave us
I'm
two
just looking for virgins.
campfire stories, two campfires, and no ghost stories. Come on.
Nah.
just Star Wars. That's the
Also,
ghost
that
story.
poor Padawan did not age well. Just
no,
you know,
Homie
reminding
should have got
everyone.
the space Rogaine or something.
Mhm.
From a writing point of view, you could erase these scenes and nothing would change in this.
Nothing matters. You're right.
Yep.
Mhm.
So now you
No.
got Tobite out here. He's still pissed off, still picking the shrooms. And so this is where she's lecturing Saul now, and I found this fucking irritating as well. Don't confuse your feelings with his, Saul. That's why I have a Padawan and you don't. Oh
yeah. Oh,
I fucking hate you. I hope you get killed later.
My eyes rolled so far back. I saw the back of my neck.
Yeah,
I mean, that is such a passive aggressive like teaching moment where you're actually patting yourself on the back more than you're actually trying to teach somebody.
No, all these cunts just shit on Saul. Okay.
Yeah. Except for the Wookie. The Wookie is the best. I'm just saying.
Well, we just don't know what the Wookie's saying.
My point exactly. Still stands. Still my favorite.
Loosely translated.
You know, with all this abuse, I would not have been surprised if the mask came off that guy and it was Saul.
Yeah.
Right?
No, but I was watching this and we said a lot of it wasn't needed. If I gave a shit about this show, I would have had the same panic attack when I watched it last night that I did when I was watching Man of Steel before Batman v Superman and going, wow, they didn't really leave themselves enough time to like tell the story. Like there's only one episode left. And I was like, but then again, I don't know where they're going with it, but I was like, I know it's just not going to be good, but it's just like, this is not, you haven't told like a story. You're going to have to jam so much in the last episode for it to even be cohesive. It's just going to be a collage of bad. Like
but Sammy, at least they told the same, they had the same episode play twice.
Yes. That's what I was like, ooh.
So for those of you who didn't watch this, and I don't blame you, and I am envious of your innocence. This episode contains nearly all of the same elements that episode 3 did, at least all of the major episodes. So you see all those scenes again coming up. It's gonna be like,
yeah, I legitimately skipped through about 45% of this episode. Just skipped ahead 10 seconds.
Right, and you could. So Clam Baka here is just like, and everybody's like, oh, well, I guess we're not going to find anything. And so the lady sends, so Trinity sends Saul off to the northern area because we haven't looked around up there. And he's like, oh, all right. And as soon as he gets there, he's
Again,
like,
here's the real question. Did they find that giant fortress and just assume it was empty?
No.
Or they were going to search this planet on
the witches.
Grid. Yeah. Where they live at, it's huge. How do you miss that? You can easily spot it.
I think it's built into the side of the mountain. So it's
you
like,
can't miss it. It's in the shape of a giant vagina.
I just want to point out. I just want to point this out. I hate the ships in this and spears in this show.
No, they lack
original
style.
the original ships, the original ships and stuff. You can see an outline of it, and no, I know what that is. You're not going to know what these are. That these are crappy ships.
Well, they got to make their.
So you'll know if you read the High Republic. That's how you'll know.
Yeah, that's just not canon.
Yeah.
They weren't going to use it.
If they're going to bother introducing the witches of Dathomir in some fashion, why not actually just use freaking Dathomir? I mean, I'm just,
Yeah. Oh.
But if you remember, what's her face lady said no, or they like disproved that it was the witches of Dathomir. It was just some witches.
Just some.
Well, there's lots of witches. Witches be crazy.
The reason I had a question about them not knowing that place is habitable is because when they see it, they don't act shocked like, holy crap, there's a great big building here. They're just like, it must be an old mining facility. And then this, like,
episode 3. Episode 3 rehash where Saul watches the children. He watches the witch. He tries to contact Trinity, but Trinity is apparently radio silent.
How all these force-sensitive people don't see each other is mind-boggling.
That was a thing, right? It's like she's like right here.
Here's. Okay, but the first thing he sees,
the tree.
The first thing he sees here, he sees two girls out alone in. He sees two girls out alone in the woods, and an adult come in and say, "What are you doing out here? It's not safe." So the first thing he sees is an adult being protective of children, and this causes him to go, "Oh, something wrong here.
Children are in danger."
Also, I want to point out, like, Why is
What else
everyone
Squid
wearing
Game
who has
going
a
on
hood
here?
Who's the goose?
wearing a hood
Gooch.
when it's not raining or cold out?
Sorry.
Because it looks cool,
Right.
Matt. It
That's-
looks
that's
cool.
letting you
I
know-
want to wear a hood.
That's
It's a
letting you know
hint.
he's in stealth mode, just like a video game, like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
You put
can't
your
see
hood
him.
up,
Can't see
and
him.
you want to blend in. It's exactly what it is, so that everybody knows exactly he's hiding.
He's also crouching.
I wish
Yep.
I was
And
hiding.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can't see anybody when they crouch.
Exactly. All Star Wars games prove that. If you're crouching and you have your hood up, you are invisible.
So now he's outside the fortress
Right.
again. About what? Maybe not even 100 yards from the
No.
gal. Maybe 20 yards. But still, she does look around like maybe she's picking up a vibe, or maybe she heard. Maybe he had the gas. No one knows for sure.
Or maybe she said
Why-
something with the Force.
No,
Did y'all notice how
hold on.
noisy it was just to open a door?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and establish that through this entire episode, from here on out, it's very clear the quote unquote the thread is piss poor budget dollar store The Force.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because she
It's
doesn't
like
know
we got the
anybody's
force at
here.
home.
Yeah.
It's Force at home.
That's a carbon copy of Wheel of Time.
Yep.
So
Stuff.
I want to ask it. So this scene bothered me, and I know none of this should bother me, but it bothered me anyway. So Saul tries the keypad like he fucking knows what it does, but he doesn't try to force the door or anything. He doesn't try to, when I say force the door, I mean the fucking Jedi bullshit. Why try the keypad if you want to open the door, but not try doing the fucking force thing afterwards?
Well, even if he did, it's an elevator. It's going up right now. So if he calls it back down, then he's
Hey,
gonna be face to
Brandon.
face with somebody.
Oh, hey.
I guess that's true. Yep. So Brandon Looney Tunes fan 2000, welcome. Most people I have the best dreams.
Well, Dax, to answer your question, he did try to contact Indara, and she was radio silent. So he did try to.
Yeah, mystery
But
plant.
then he goes,
communication interference.
mystery
box.
Looking around, and he's like, I climbed the fucking thing. All right.
Well, everything in this episode is and then, not
And
because. That's the storytelling. Like that's the big storytelling things is you don't want to have and then, you want to have and because. So they do something because of this, not and then they do something. And this entire episode is and then they do something. So exactly, you can't prescribe logic to any of this. It's so stupid.
No, and when we're gonna get there in a little bit. They fuck up arguably what could have been the coolest scene in the entire thing. But we'll get there.
No, and then
It's like you're joking. You're right. It's like a 3-year-old telling a
And
story,
that's it.
or a 5-year-old.
And then,
Well, okay,
and
a
then,
5-year-old.
and then, and then, and then,
Exactly.
and then,
You gotta
and
do-
then.
you gotta
And the
do
writing is as
Oh, and then.
accurate. It makes as much sense.
where they can't breathe because they've been saying it for so much.
Mhm.
And
So he's creeping around.
these are all
We already
Force
saw this
active
fucking
witches,
scene.
right? How did none of them detect someone in the Force in their building?
Right?
Well,
They didn't. They heard,
horny
they heard
mom.
the catwalk creak.
Well, here's the thing:
Yeah.
is he turns around, starts to walk away, and there's random noise. We don't see him make it, and then she turns around and goes to investigate. It would be it's a much simpler, easy, better story point to see him accidentally bump something and then panic and run away. But we he disappears off screen. We pan back to them, then we just hear boom, and she turns around and walks towards it.
But they
It's
should
such
just-
an easy story thing.
Here
And
is
the
your
pit of despair.
here's
Yes.
your trans wish, by the way.
No. That's Woman 2.0.
I don't
2.0.
believe
A lot
in
of
that.
earth and water
So,
down
no,
there.
that would be the trans witch who apparently had the Force take her junk off. So that's
The
because it
Force
looked like
says
a
that
man.
you can't have your
It
junk.
sounds like a man. It's not good. So the Force createth, the Force taketh away. So Saul's watching them do their witchy stuff.
Every
He's
scene
looking
he's
down,
like, the power of Manny. Wait, were you guys looking at me like that? Oh, I'm a witch
Okay,
too.
look,
I'm just like you.
I linked to the Friends of the Empire chat earlier, the Charlie Hopkins reaction to this episode, and they fully leaned into this whole like it's better to save time using the same footage from a different angle. They made that joke like 6 times through it because it happens every single time in this episode. It happens constantly. It's the same thing from a different angle. It's like, oh, story. No, it's not
And-
story. We already know. Move on.
Yep. And Beard, we don't gain anything from 99% of this. We don't. It's all slow it down. Us knowing that Saul saw these things doesn't change anything. You could have just gone to him coming back to the camp and relaying it. So witches are up there doing witchy stuff.
Like I said earlier, if you want to include a different angle in the same scenes, you only need to include like 2 seconds of it. Because most
none of
viewers will recognize it. We don't need to linger on it and hear the same words. We already recognize where it is in the timeline. But they think we're all stupid because, spoiler, the writers are kind of stupid.
No, writers project what
they could have had the they could have had the Zabrak woman Spartan kick somebody into that hole.
Right?
No, I understand.
When
now.
you say hole, are you talking about? So Saul
They're
finally
writing
makes it back
their
to the camp.
base.
So
These
now
people
we're
do like it.
So I don't. So
it's stupid writing
God,
for
you're hurting
stupid
me.
people.
Yes. So we're back in camp scene 2.0, and Saul's like, "There's some witchy stuff going on up there. The girls are in." Actually, we get 3 camp scenes. This is camp scene 2. There are 3 of them. I forgot. The girls are in danger. They're doing some kind of fucking ceremony up there. And she's like,
whoa. Hold on.
Preach, brother.
So all Saul has seen is an adult tell children, come back inside. It's dangerous. And the ascension is tonight. And he's seeing these 2 girls being fawned over, being cared for, and they're going to honor a tradition. And the logic leap that you have to take.
I mean, he did see a hole that you could
Hold on. I will push back a little bit. That when he was inside, as soon as he came around the corner, what he saw was an adult use the Force against children. So he saw what he would have perceived in an adult attacking children.
But I'm going to push back against that. That is nothing he would not have seen at the Jedi Temple for his entire life.
No, possibly. Yeah.
So
now how much force?
I can see
how much
this
force
both
are
ways.
y'all pushing back? The power of 1 or 2 or many?
Well, apparently the power of many, as we will see later, doesn't
okay.
matter.
No, many does not work out against the power of 1, apparently. So he's relaying all the bullshit he saw, and he's like, you need to come with me and see what I saw. Because she's like, all right, that's fine. And fucking Tobit is like, you don't know them women's. So they go to the fucking thing. Now they're all off to the temple. Okay, again, they're not using the Force for the thing, which we've seen in modern Star Wars often. Mechanical thing, fuck it, Force. So, but they're making Clan Baka do the fucking plug in, open the door shit.
And that's a dumb thing. Just because Chewbacca was really good with tech doesn't mean all Wookiees are.
Wait. Why are they bothering with this if they could do like Saul and just climb over the wall effortlessly?
They're lazy.
Why waste time doing this?
Yeah.
Which would be a lot more stealth as well.
Yeah.
Because this isn't stealth at all. You're going through their front door, not stealth. So she says she wants to go in by herself. And she's like, all those women and 2 little girls. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that.
That's weird.
Anyway, now we're walking through a 1960s Doctor Who set.
I was getting that vibe though. I was like, is this like old Star Wars like tech? Like, what is this?
Actually, I hope not, because maybe.
Some of the lights look a little.
This is what's
specifically
left.
Joe Dirt. That's Joe Dirt in the scene.
This is what's left of those giant fake spaceships that Ridley Scott made for Alien. They found them and just filmed on them.
And this right here again, and this right here, this just reaffirms. This just reaffirms that the Jedi were in the right, because they assumed, the Coven here assumed, that the Jedi would come in and be the aggressors, when in fact they were the aggressors the entire time. As Tommen is about to get mind graped and mind groomed here. There we go. Here it is.
Here's the real
and again,
question.
This has got to be, as I said to before the show. I'm sure this is what went on in Leslie Headland, the former personal assistant to Captain Casting Couch Harvey Weinstein. I'm sure this is what went on in
just sit down on the Force couch and tell me all your deepest desires.
This is like,
and now kneel. Kneel.
Yeah.
Here's the real question. Here's the real question. Why are these witches in hiding to begin with? What is so wrong with what they're doing that the Jedi and the rest of the universe is like, yo, man, that's not cool, that they have to hide? That's got to be
that their own would kick them out.
Right.
So
what are they? Is it because that what they're doing with the Force is like verboten? Is it too edgy? Is it like they're like technically making a nuclear bomb, kind of? You know what I mean?
It's too edgy and has two edges.
So in the actual lore that this is being ripped off from, the actual like witches of Dathomir are a warrior society that is devoted to the light side of the Force, so much so that they consider the Jedi to be like, not good enough. They don't have high enough morals, right? And they have a faction called the Night Sisters of Dathomir, who are basically dark side using Force users who are evil. So in theory, they would be the ones that would be prohibited. Like they don't want more dark side using Night Sisters or whatever. But since you're only half using the lore and making them a giant vagina cult,
I just don't understand why they need to hide. What does the Jedi not like?
It doesn't matter, because nobody who wrote this actually thought that far through it.
It's such liberal woman mentality too. It's like, they're not letting me walk all over in them and shit all over them. Obviously, they're the bad guys.
In their own, the lore that's drawn from, they would be hiding from the witches of Dathomir who would kill them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
and they do reference the Night Witches in this.
They do.
And Trinity's like, the Night Witches don't rear children. Ducka, ducka, ducka.
So
okay, thank you. So you don't know what the fuck. We don't know who they are.
So they're scared of the Jedi because they're going to take the kids away. Is that the thing, or are they scared of the Jedi because they're afraid the Jedi?
They basically said that like the Jedi are like people would hunt them down. They don't really specify that people would hunt them down, so they have to hide. It doesn't matter. No, because nobody who wrote this actually thought that far.
So
because because the only thing that I could gather is they are using the Force in a, I guess the best way to describe it would be a perverse way.
Yeah,
probably.
And it was
exactly
right.
It
is. So that's only.
It's
like no, you guys are just wrong.
Given that the symbol on the mother's head or whatever is literally, once you go through all the spirals, is a yin yang symbol, the balance of light and dark.
Right.
It would make sense, and I'm really reaching because I don't think anybody wrote this thought this far, that both the light and the dark would hate them because they are in the middle. And I granted, I am giving them a lot of leeway that I do not think they
that's
thought.
deep diving, Beard.
Yeah, that doesn't work with the. Well, I mean, in their screwed up version of Disney lore, sure, whatever. But the actual real Lucas.
See, for me, it's important to know this information because that informs us as to why they don't like the Jedi or the Jedi don't like them. And which is it? The Jedi don't like them and they're scared of the Jedi, or the Jedi want to be cool with them and they hate the Jedi because they're evil?
Well, definitely.
Honestly, the Jedi have no idea they exist. The Jedi don't know they're there, so I don't understand why anyone would hate them. Like, it's like, yes, we know you exist, but it's like, why would you hate? Like, you just already hate the Jedi because
I mean, the Jedi don't even.
This is how clueless they are.
The Jedi.
Because the Jedi have rules, they have structure. They want to live a depraved. Let's be honest. a depraved lifestyle based completely on passion, emotion, lust, beard. You're right. There you go.
It's just a coven of lesbians. That's they just want to do their lesbian thing, and they don't like the Jedi because the Jedi won't let them do their lesbian thing. I think that's it. That's what it's got to be, because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Well, we don't know their motivations. It's not that we don't care about their motivations, but we don't really care about their motivations.
The Jedi didn't know anything
not offered
about
anyway.
No, Jedi didn't know you were fucking here.
About them.
Yeah, Jedi had no idea that these people existed, and they're like, we hate the Jedi. Like, what? But they don't even know you.
So angry Black Mother tells Tobit, "Hey, what do you really want?" Tobit's like, "I want to go home," and she's like, "I wouldn't deny you anything."
She goes super seductive. Like, I know you have these desires that are forbidden, and I would never turn you down. And it's super sexual. And his deepest desire is, I don't like the woods. I want to go home to the city.
He's a city boy, and he wants to get his frappuccino. He doesn't like camping.
As dumb as that is, all of her wording, her phrasing, her tone this entire time is super sexual.
Yeah, I thought he
was
like,
you expect that she's just going to start like humping him.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for
and
it.
Then now,
just a small town boy.
Well, okay, wait. So I think what she was attempting to do.
I fucking hate Journey, Joker.
So do I. By the way, there is no South Detroit. There's no South Detroit. There's an East Detroit.
So Neil, he fucking kneels.
So
everybody's
nutting right now.
And now we're back to what we've already seen again. What's that?
I think she's hot. I said he was nutting in his pants. That's what.
Well, I mean, that's what. But I mean, regardless, now he's at
his
her
lightsaber went on. Oh,
and these supposedly neutral witches are like, you can't use the thread against people. Again, as we said before, or using against him and threaten them. If he ever wants to get his mind back, you have to leave. So it's this weird kind of like
that's an aggressive act.
Jumping of like, I didn't really do it, but if you want me to let him go, you have to do what I say.
Yeah,
like,
women love double standards.
Hey,
yeah, you're right. They throw out their, they do the mind control bullshit thing that I'm going to fucking take over your buddy here unless you fucking leave. But horny mom is like super aggressive the entire time. So they're very inconsistent.
Yeah, horny mom is out of control.
I think horny mom and black mom are supposed to represent the light and the dark side. Like horny mom is dark side, black mom is light side of the force. I think that's what they're supposed to represent.
Horny mom left to her own devices almost like an international incident. Like,
Lord. So now we get back to, hey, I want to go do the tests. And then we get that line again delivered in this episode from Trinity, which I found super irritating. You can't deny the right. The Jedi have the right to test the children with your permission, of course, which I fucking.
She was trying to be diplomatic but firm at the same time, and
what she's trying to use is that consent line. We can do anything we want with your consent, of course.
It was as dumb as before. Like you said, we are really retreading 80% of this episode from what we already knew.
Yeah.
By the way, I bet that because they do make the throwaway line that they're too old, right? In this episode.
Yep, that's where we are right now.
I bet that when they wrote the first episode and then 5 episodes later, someone said, "Wait a minute, these girls do it. We have to throw a line in there." You know what I mean?
I felt there was a lot of retcons in this. They addressed a lot of things that we were ripping on, and I think there was like some shit that they changed up because like
they shouldn't be testing them if they're too old.
They shouldn't. Well, they also they do a lot of things they shouldn't do in this episode.
They're too old.
All creepy as
fuck. Too old.
Because Saul's like, I felt a connection with Osha.
You think my hair makes me look like Ringo Starr?
And she's like, whoa, dude.
Connections are bad.
I will point out here for a point later on.
I feel
if he feels such a connection, if he feels such a connection to Osha specifically, later on, why is he not able to properly identify her?
I've been saying that the whole freaking show.
Well, okay.
No, I know the scene you're
But
talking about. It's coming
we'll
up.
get to that a little bit later on. I just wanted to throw that out
Because
there.
I have
People
a
who are
response
watching
to
can
that,
think.
so I do have a response to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
So here's Tobit.
Oh, this is so dumb.
Dreaming about Coruscant.
This is so dumb. When the witches show up right here, the head witch says, "We're here." Oh, the big ship getting given away.
What? This giant
No.
ship in the middle of a field, and you don't know
We're
that you're here? What?
Yeah, Anakin was too old. So Tobit's taking the blood sample, getting the midichlorian count, blibbity blah blah. They take her in. She fucking starts fucking up the test. And Saul's like, "Hey, you know the
right."
Because she names off something. She like says spaceship or space cock, whatever the fuck it is, doesn't matter. But it's not there. Whatever it is isn't fucking there. And she's like, "Hey, the slide has not turned yet." And she's like, "Oh." And then Trinity starts doing the mom thing. So what was that ceremony? It looked nice.
That's
and then,
the only pleasant look that girl has had on her face in this entire show.
Right?
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
The entire time, this chick looks like she's wanting to murder everyone around her. But in this
Roman.
moment, she's like, "Hi."
I need you to finish this part because this was my biggest gripe with the entire episode.
Oh, where Trinity is basically getting her to spill what? So yeah, Trinity gets her to spill the beans about what the ceremony is. She got the fucking spot on her head.
What
and
did
Mama
she
says
say?
that means me and what's her fuck Osha are going to
She
lead.
says that something along the lines that everybody has to sacrifice themselves.
Yeah,
for the.
So wouldn't that be, because we kept saying Soul kept finding like reasons to go, they're in danger, but everyone was like, "Oh my God, these witches are gonna sacrifice these kids. We have to rescue them." That would have been a great motivation if they would have came to that conclusion.
Yeah, they're going to
But
sacrifice
no,
these
they
children,
sit there like
but
a bunch
they're
of idiots
safe.
and gloss right the fuck over it. And I was like, this is just like, look at them, look at their faces, like, oh, all right, yeah, some sacrifice gotta be made.
Also, as much as Trinity says that Soul is manipulating things and going around it, why would she get all motherly right here at this point if she wasn't also doing the same thing? She did the same thing right here and then acted like she didn't later on. So I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Nobody
one
who
other
wrote
point.
this cared.
One very broad point, right, about the morality here. In actual Star Wars, if the Force is telling Saul that's his Padawan, that's the good and right thing. That's the way the Star Wars works. The Force basically guides the Jedi to do that.
Guides you.
So,
Right.
but what they're trying to do is make Saul look crazy, and it caused all this.
Yes.
Like, because for the most of the episode, we've seen Saul as sort of the relatively morally good person. So in their view, they're sabotaging him, like his character say, right? But in actual Star Wars ease, at least in real Star Wars, if the Force is like, "That's your Padawan, go get her," you're doing the right thing if you listen to it, So
I mean, just take Qui-Gon and Anakin for example. It was pretty much
didn't
the same.
work out.
No, but he's.
I know.
It's the same thing, though. It's the same.
Well,
thing.
it actually did.
Well,
At the
I
end.
fucking hate the prequels. I hate the prequels a lot. The prequels to me.
I will defend the prequels.
Fucking
Hey,
trash.
Well, no,
Roman,
Anakin
after
brought
this
balance to the
show,
Force.
watch the Phantom Menace again.
No,
It is
I
10
realize
times
that
better than this-
they are.
this stuff.
No, you're talking about relativism in badness. The prequels are less bad than this, much like they are less bad than the sequels. But the prequels are fucking terrible. I don't like them. A lot of people love them. A lot of people fawn over them now because the sequels were worse. That doesn't make the prequels.
I have always
the prequels are
defended
still
the
bad.
prequels. I will.
No, I don't like them. There are 3 episodes. There are
Look,
3
let's
Star
not-
Wars movies.
Let's not get into that fight right now, because right now we're on the same side of hating this shit.
All right, Beard. The voice of reason comes from the beard. So anyway, now we're getting the same bullshit scene where he's sucking Osha into his
power
world.
of the one
There are
bird.
children there, thousands of them. All right, fine.
And again, the scene lingers far too long.
Yes, we've seen all this. We've seen all this. We've seen all this.
Although you can see why Ocean gets excited. She's like, thousands of kids? Because really, it's just me and my fucking crazy ass sister here. So
He's trying to kill everything every other minute.
Yeah.
My crazy ass sister, my bipolar moms, and a whole bunch of other moms that feel like they need to tell me what to do.
She said
and the one
she said if
and
I
the
wanted
one
to be a
that's,
Jedi,
that's
she was going to set me on fire.
And the one woman that has a deep voice for some reason.
Yeah.
She also has a penis. That's why.
So that's how she quote unquote created them. I get it.
That's
now.
funny. That's it. The witch with the penis. So we've seen this whole fucking scene already. Blibbity blah 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 blah. So now dipshit comes in. They need to test the blood samples that they took, and I guess
they must have dial-up internet because it takes forever.
I do like they say the M count is high. Like they just kind of gloss. I was all right with that.
Yeah, no, that is a small thing. I appreciate that.
And now we are at campfire scene number 3.
You have a starship. Sleep inside. God damn it.
Maybe
you know, like what it's made for. Because the starship has beds.
Wouldn't the beds be more comfortable than the ground?
But no, we're just gonna camp outside of the starship and just use tents, even though the starship has beds.
Maybe the Wookiee made him do it.
God,
he's like, I want to be outside.
They did it all for the Wookiee.
Go ahead.
So Trinity comes out and she says, I talked to the council. They said, fuck no, we're not doing any of this shit. We've stuck our freaking junk in this far too much already. So it's a big no all around. And then Saul's upset. Let me talk to them. She's like, they already spoke, Saul.
Where's Yoda?
And then this is my question the entire fucking time is where's Yoda? So then whiny bitch is like, can we go home now? And Trinity's like, no. And he's like, but we've been here for 7 weeks already.
Don't you remember? They're keeping the entirety of all of this from the Jedi Council.
Well, she was sent back to maybe it was just the avocado bitch, probably was. And they said no. And she said no. Someone said no. They're not allowed to come back. So Trinity got her direction from back home. They are not allowed to they're not allowed to proceed with intervention with the kids, and nor are they allowed to go home. They got to sit there looking for the virgins.
And this goes back to if they would have only listened to their supervisors, everything would have been fine.
Everything would have been fine. None of this would have been happening.
Told and followed orders, but nope.
So Tobit gets the midi-chlorian counts.
Jedi, it takes a lot to get a Jedi to think with their feelings. And at the drop of a hat, these people think with their feelings. Yep. I'm going to go home.
The whole episode. So the midi-chlorian counts are high. Don't ask where Yoda. Good point, Bobby Wold. Good point. So he's saying, "Hey, they're
spending some quality time with Yaddle.
Their symbionts are the same." She's like, "Yeah, they're twins." She's like, "No, they're the same." So one consciousness.
They're exactly the same. Oh my goodness!
Does that mean that one kid is dark side, one kid's light side? Is that what they're trying to insinuate?
Exactly. That's the point they're trying to get at. Yes.
So
when
they merge back, into one each other, it's going to balance the force because.
So when they put them back in the transporter and merge them back together. Oh wait.
Yes.
I think
we don't know if they'll survive.
My theory here, because one mom said that I created them. I carried them.
I carried them.
No.
I think the mom. Hang on. I think the mom that said I created them had like her own twin that she split into 2 consciousness, and then like created 2 other beings or something along those lines. It's really stupid, but everything they write is stupid. So I'm just going to go with it.
I'm thinking, so here's my thought, is this is some Sweet Home Alabama stuff, and that the 2 mothers are actually the same as the twins, and the twins are supposed to take over and become the mothers.
But, okay. If you want another Narutoism, for Naruto to embrace a certain power, he had to accept and come to balance with his dark side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe that's what we'll get in episode 8.
I'm going with the Sweet Home
Alabama. If you see
Alabama,
a giant 9-tailed fox at the end of this show, you just know they're building towards it,
That wouldn't surprise me. Nothing would shock me at this point, frankly, Matt.
Yoda just shows up and goes, "Fuck, we are."
So at this point, Saul's like, the only thing that could have caused all this was the virgins. And Tobit's like, I like virgins. That's not what I said. And then he's like, I'm gonna go get some virgins.
I think the virgins are caused by the amount of hairspray in that dude's hair.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why he went bald later.
Aren't all Jedi's virgins?
He thinks this is their ticket of getting on the planet by proving the virgins.
Oh yeah, Cody Mundy's not the virgin.
You know, whatever.
Okay, well, actually, let me address what Jacob said. The Jedi, and they explained even in the prequel era, yes, Ki-Adi-Mundi was allowed to have wives and whatnot because his species was very underpopulated. But the Jedi were fine if you went out and got your groove on. You just don't form attachments to that.
Mm-hmm.
So if Anakin knocked up Padme and just left, the Jedi would have been completely fine with it.
Yeah, they wanted them to spread the Force, so to speak.
So this is a really good point here from Genexer Zero. All they had to do was yank Tobin's idiot ass off the speeder with the Force. There are a lot of things they should have done with the Force, my friend, that they didn't. And that's because the writers either didn't think of it, one, and that's probably the most likely case. I'd say two, so the story could go forward. But I think if you think like a Star Wars fan, you're running through the theories of things that should happen with the Force or shouldn't, for whatever reasons. They aren't thinking that far ahead, though. They're just like, and then they get on the speeders, and then they go back to where the witches are, and they do bad things. Oh.
The thing with the thing and the stuff.
So we already saw this fucking scene.
Oh my god!
The Jedi. So now horny mother is like yanking May around.
Nothing worse.
Like, are you mad? Are you mad? Go free. Do you want Ocean to leave?
Nothing worse.
Get mad.
Like a squirmy, bratty kid.
Yeah.
So basically, she's telling her, get pissed off so that you can stop OSHA from leaving. Use your anger. Use your anger.
And then she ends up almost killing her sister with her anger.
Well, she goes crazy here. So fuckface. I'm sorry, May. And now, there's the man again. There's the man looking very not like a chick. Why is the one witch a head taller all the other witches and has a penis?
Weird.
I don't know,
man.
It's strange. It's peculiar. So they're all like, "Hey,
he's killing it in House of Dragon right now, though." I'm just saying.
Is that Amon?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be our leader. I know you're her mother. Which one are you? And she's like, right now, I choose mother.
Mother.
So look at that dude. Fuck
oh my god.
What
are you talking about?
It is very, very easy. They wrote this to make it very easy to critique this. I don't mind, and I'm kind of okay with the whole like standing against everybody else in front of her and saying, I choose to be her mother and let her go. I like that. So it's a tiny, tiny little ripple of good in a big pond of bullshit. Mm-hmm. But I want to acknowledge any kind of good that I can so that people can't say we're just shit on it. To shit on it.
I have to disagree with you on this point, though, Beard. I have to disagree with you on this point. A good leader, a real leader, understands that the good of the many outweighs the good of the few. Or the one.
Yeah, but she's also got 2 kids to be the leader. You can't have 2 leaders. Let one go, let one lead. That's the end of it.
But that's not the way this society is built.
I mean, there are very 2 kids. She has 2.
She has 1 kid. Yes, good Kirk and bad Kirk. But
well, so
you can't put your family above above, I guess, your society, which is what this small thing is, and that's what she's making that choice. It's not good for them. It's good for the one.
Hold on. Hold on. So what this is saying here is Anastasia is being a individual right now, but that goes against the common good, the community, the society, socialism, communism, where individuality is not allowed. It's conformity, and she is going against as the leader, and that's why that's why this uproar.
Here's the most surprising thing for me that was an actual line is that Trinity, when they're like, "Oh, there's a bunch of people in there," she's like, "Oh, it's just a bunch of women and kids." Like, oh, the women aren't threatening because they're women. I guess you know what I mean. I was like, I can't believe that they wrote that in there, like, because really that should, you know what I mean. Oh, the women should be powerful and badass and more terrible than men or whatever. And they're like, it's just a bunch of women and kids.
Also,
and Trinity said it.
That and the Mother Anastasia, the actress, did say that the Jedi are very patriarchal. Yes. So this would just be the Jedi's internalized the misogyny.
Furball.
So May goes nuts. She destroys the
baseball bat
controls for the elevator, so they're all trapped. And she screams at everyone, "No one gets in or out!"
Yes,
all
and
right,
this
little shit bird. Okay,
yeah, and so this
she traps them all in here.
Where we learn that she actually is the reason, as Soul said earlier in several episodes ago, that she started a fire and everybody died. Because she started a fire and locks everybody in, nobody can go anywhere. Yes. Why did Torben die? Why did he take himself out? It's dumb. I hate this. It's so dumb.
I agree.
We thought we were doing the right thing.
Much.
The only thing the only thing I can figure is he doesn't like his receding hairline. That's it.
Oh, that's a good point.
It is particularly
I can get
bad.
on that with that. Yeah.
Well, and beard. I mean, because I know we're gonna get to the scene, but when they, what are we going to tell the council? We're going to and Indara says,
Joker, hold off on that. Do not bring that up yet. Hold that up. Hold that thought. That's the end. That's the end. Hold. Put it. Make it a tight little ball of it so it can explode out later.
He set that to the side, but way begrudgingly. So be careful. Later on.
So now Tobit's like they've looks like they've locked them all in, so we can't get to the children. And then
we're gonna climb.
So now Saul's using the Force. Saul's using the Force now to eavesdrop on the conversation of what's going on upstairs with the kids. Okay, weird. All right, and he's like, I need your help. Hold your shit together, Tobit. And they climb the fucking mountain. And this is where everything we saw before. The only thing we glean from this that wasn't included, okay, no one cares. They're dropping the Wookiee off.
And also, that's such a dumb question. Anybody who knows Wookiees, if I get close enough, can you make the jump? Fucking yes. It's a goddamn Wookiee. Shut up, you dumb bitch.
So May, this is the thing. May starts the fire just like we saw. Then May gets freaked out that she started the fire.
No, okay, it's not that she started the fire. And she gets freaked out that the concrete caught on fire. Who could have
that was
seen
unexpected.
That
she didn't know that was coming. How could she know? It's concrete.
If you look at it closely, this wire bundle here underneath the mount where she pulled it out, that is what actually causes the chain reaction.
Yes, I know it. I know it is, but it's so dumb still that there's.
It is extremely dumb, unless those are fuel lines or something.
But no, that I doubt that very much. It appears to be an electrical fire, but the fact that the electrical fire goes from here to that big fucking nuclear generator thing in the middle of their compound.
Yeah, exactly. I thought
that's like a light bulb blows out in my house and it takes out the power station fucking 50 miles away.
I just figured it out. They're not running on electricity here. Remember, it's natural gas. So these are gas lines.
But just remember, folks.
See, that's the problem.
Just remember,
they put the gas lines together wrong.
Just remember, this is a show. This is a show where you can roast marshmallows in space. So the burning concrete, not out of the realm.
No, comparatively, the
can I
burning
point-
concrete makes all the sense in the world.
And I
compared to
really
the fire.
thought that the whole place blowing up was going to be Torben's fault, and that's why he killed himself.
Yes.
Like he did something to blow the
That's
whole
what
place up, and it like
He didn't do
sucked
anything.
all the oxygen out of the room with the witches, and he killed all of them, and that's why he's like, I'm going to drink this poison. But
right?
no.
He didn't do anything.
No,
Nope,
he didn't do
so
anything.
now we're
Literally
back to
has
Here we go.
done
He was
nothing.
the victim.
Here
All
we
right, this
go.
scene is I think the key moment that happens here. So so Saul's like, we are here with noble intentions. Okay. And then everybody's like super twitchy already. They got bows and arrows aimed down on him because that's apparently a bow and arrow type society. Fine. And everybody's on edge. And then shit starts to go off, and the kid runs out.
Yeah. Instead of just saying like, I know why you're here, I'm going to let OSHA
Yes.
go with you.
No, she doesn't do
Right.
that.
No. Then May
Oh,
comes
no,
running out.
Lays that
and-
heavy fucking thing on him. You know, all your
Yeah.
noble intentions are going to kill you and everyone like you.
Yeah. So then if
Well,
you're
yeah.
going to see that, why would you send your daughter with them? It's all bullshit.
Well,
No,
Harold,
because that's a pretty
yeah.
thinly veiled threat saying that
To-
your noble intentions are, you know, ultimately you're going to, you and everybody like you is going to die. That I'm taking that as a threat. I'm taking that as a direct
Yeah.
threat.
to
So
Harold
when
here,
she-
to Harold here.
So when you turn into Black Mist,
Oh.
Soul, they have to
Okay,
make
and-
Soul look bad in this episode. That's the entirety of this. So
Right, and so this is just bugging me. I just laughed because I'm like, oh, of course, this is how it's
Yeah,
played.
exactly.
Dude, where
So,
let's-
this is the scene, Beard.
yes,
go ahead,
this is
Joe.
what I'm
Wait.
talking about.
but wait,
So let me transform into black mist, and so seeing this happen, what the fuck is going on? You're the one who just mind raped his kid. You're right next to me. Yeah, I'm going to defend myself.
Yep. I
Yeah.
mean, not only that,
it's the equivalent.
she turns
It's
in-
the
she
equivalent
turns into,
of
like,
waving
dark-
a.
Sorry, go
It's
ahead.
the
Look at this
equivalent of
scene.
waving.
Look at the setup for this scene, guys. This is
Yeah.
as tense
It's
as
the
it gets.
equivalent. Her turning into Black Mist is the equivalent of pulling out a empty, unloaded gun on a police officer.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think was
Mm-hmm.
going to
Yes.
happen?
So everybody's ready to go, and she goes
Well, also-
all fucking full fucking crazy black mist shit. What?
Well, not only that,
Right?
She
Like,
starts
why doesn't she
dissolving? She starts.
Oh yeah,
dissolving
the kid starts to
kid,
dissolve.
which
Yes.
Soul thinks is OSHA. Which again, if he thought that OSHA was supposed to be his
Yeah.
Padawan, he should have recognized that was May and not be a
Right.
stupid
Not
dumbass.
good at
But
picking up the
here's-
well,
vibes.
no.
Here's the
Wait.
big-
So they done the whole. If they're really the same person, he shouldn't be able to tell the difference in the Force.
Well, no,
Right.
but he
Correct.
specifically, I was
Correct.
able to identify. I agree with you. That's logic that I don't think anybody who wrote this applied to this.
I think they're applying it selectively, like when they want it for the plot, like in the
Right.
other episode.
But
Yeah.
and here's the
Yeah.
other thing, like with the weird her turning into mist. So a small child comes out and says, "Help! Fire! Help! Something's wrong!" And then she just turns into a wraith. Like, why not just walk
Yeah, right.
over to the
Yeah.
child in her normal form and say, "Okay, let's try and help you"? Instead, she goes all wraith, and the
Yep.
kid starts
Yeah.
disintegrating, and she starts
Instead-
disintegrating.
Instead of being a mom and looking at Soul and Tobin and being like, "We need to take care of this and protect the children," and then
Yeah,
they could
whoa,
work
stand down,
together.
fellas.
No, she just kind of like the
And
black
notice-
covers her eyes and she's
What did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen?
I
You-
mean, at
By
the
the
very least, she
don't
could have
do
just
it.
said, "Hold on a second, I need to help my kid. I'm about to turn into some black mist
Well,
mumbo
see,
jumbo."
I think a lot of people are like Harold saying, that's her way of traveling fast, but we don't know that. We've never seen her do that before. We didn't know that what
No,
she was
uh-uh.
trying to
well,
do.
see,
That might be what we don't know anything about why she was turning into a mist.
You're
this
giving
kind
her
of-
the
trying to
benefit
do.
of the doubt.
And
this
I'm not
kind of-
saying that Harold is wrong. I'm just saying that we don't know.
Yes,
No,
I do
let's-
agree,
okay.
but this also ties back a little bit to why I think that she is more connected to the kids than just being a mom. because she starts to
yeah. When she starts to
then
dissolve, then the kid
she
starts to dissolve at the same time.
So I think there's more of a connection there because none of the other witches start to do that. And then
so to Harold's point here, though, or not even. I mean, so we'll use the police analogy again. So the cop is already angry at me and he's pointing his gun at me. I'm reaching into my pocket to pull out a bottle of water. He doesn't know why I'm reaching in there. He only knows we're in an aggressive situation and I'm doing something that is potentially threatening. He is going to shoot me, almost certainly, in that scenario. This is that scenario, except way worse because this doesn't look like a benevolent act. This doesn't look like something easy and kind.
Yeah, we don't even have to get that specifically kind of like ambivalent or aggressive. To more specifically to his comment, it's like if you're at gunpoint and being told you need to stay here, but if I know one of my family members is in danger, now I have the choice of stay here and maybe let them die, or run away and maybe get shot because they think I'm trying to do something. And that's kind of like this same thing. It's like there is that kind
actually,
of.
And
the fact, I'm definitely not doing anything. You know why? Because then I'm for sure dead.
Yeah.
And the fact that I have already performed an aggressive act against these people previously.
Yes. Yeah, it's not without. This isn't without precedent. Last time they were there, they mind fucked Tobit.
Yes,
that's true. Yep. And also, this is also kind of dumb. She's missed right now. Why does a lightsaber work on her?
It makes no sense.
Okay, so again, from what Filoni is probably pulling this crap from, meaning, so there are force, teleportation, and transportation powers. None of them are powerful enough to use them. Palpatine and Yoda, who are the two most powerful people prior to Anakin being born, was barely strong enough to be able to teleport with the Force, barely, okay? The power level of doing something like this is like Luke fully realized type of power level. And
no.
Now
she's got more power because she's got melatonin and vagina power.
Well, I'm getting to a point here. So he pulled that out, and now it's become a casual ability, but it's not even consistent because he just gets jibbed, And it's like, and I could make more Naruto comparisons with that power as well, but I'm not going to do that.
Well, I mean, if a lightsaber works right here, you could just run through her yourself and just scatter her atoms.
Well, okay, in theory, if this were good writing, Jedi don't actually empower the lightsaber with the Force. So he's really hitting her with the Force, but they don't know that when they're writing this. So it's like,
yeah, right.
Also, take into consideration, no one from Disney Star Wars understands how lightsabers work, because I can stab through mist and kill someone, but I can stab someone through the gut and they walk away with merely.
That's never happened, Joker. You're making
no, Matt.
That
she was using Kamui.
Yeah, she's Kamui, the authority of the gods themselves.
Right.
Yeah, and now this is the point where she's like tries to lay on.
Oh my God!
I mean, I don't want to say like a woman. I'm sorry, Mando, but like after everything has happened, then she says, "I was going to let her go."
Yeah,
you could have said that from the beginning.
It's all she's ever wanted.
Feel bad
She's
for me.
She's never
now.
heard of the Jedi before, but it's all she ever wanted.
All right. Yeah, that didn't go well at all, did it? Nope, we fucked up. But yeah, so
that would have been so great if he just poked his head up and went, "How the fuck should I know?"
On the bright side,
what was that bullshit?
We're going to the Jedi Temple where you meet thousands of kids.
Maybe you should have led with that.
Yeah, right. Like, use words.
Yeah. You start with, "I'm gonna let Osha go with you. I'm gonna turn into a scary mist thing here for a second. It's not an aggressive act. Just kind of go with it."
Yeah.
All right. It's not the weirdest thing I've seen
witch
today. It's okay. But nope. And she stares at. You get some kind of thing there. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, and that's when Soul should look at her and go, "Oh, hold on a second. Your face looks different. You're not Osha."
And then Horny Mom's now aggressively run again. She did that, I think, the last episode too. Now her flashback. They're fighting. They're fighting with the witches. Okay, he's kind of just letting her not kill him, but he's taking shots from her and not defending himself very well because he wants to be punished because he feels he's done a bad thing.
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, there's a corner of the internet that likes an aggressive, horny mom.
And here she's yelling at him, "Fight me!" And he's like, "Oh, God damn it!"
No,
right there,
Harold. That we talked about it earlier.
Like,
We're not sure if any of these people from the witchy lesbian coven are from Dathomir. We're just nobody knows. We like. There's an assumption that maybe horny lady probably is because she is a Zabrak, but
but none of the other stuff lines up. It's or they are a branch off, a shunned
even with the
branch
Zabrak thing. There's a Zabrak homeworld and the Zabrak brothers that were taken to Dathomir for specific things. But yes, anyway.
Breeding purposes.
But apparently this weird cult of lesbian witches know what Jedi are and hate them, but the Jedi have no idea they exist.
Zabraks appear to be like the type O blood of breeding in Star Wars.
Yeah. I still think there we see the giant bee is on fire, so you should get that checked out.
Yes.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and that apparently that fire was caused because yes.
Finally, he cut her axe thing off.
So oddly, a similar thing happened to the male witch downstairs. Sorry.
Now,
took me a second
because horny wife also did the mist thing and
here she goes,
disappeared or whatever.
Boom.
I still
play Misty for me.
I still think that
play Misty for me.
I still think that she is. I still think that the power of this force power that they're using has something to do with Abeloth. That's just my thought, and
that makes sense.
See, I assumed that it was going to be tied to the world between worlds. They went to the world between worlds. So they could travel then escape.
Like Kamui.
Well, the Mortis gods too, because there was the father, the son, and the daughter, and then there was a mortal who drank from this pool and became the mother, but it turned her insane, and then she became Abeloth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of like Mortis tie-ins to this that people mentioned early on.
Right. I think anything that Dave Filoni approves of or touches is probably going to have the world between worlds and the Mortis gods. I think everything is probably going to tie back into them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because that's his addition to Star Wars.
That is Dave's get out of jail free card when he has written himself.
It's Bigfoot
corner.
I will give this is granted, this is a very small amount of credit. This isn't praise. This is meeting the standard for like basic writing. When like she says that you shouldn't have brought him here. And he said, "My mind is fortified." She said, "No, not him."
No.
It was not great, but it was a nice little
the full-fledged,
thing. Where
the full-fledged Jedi.
By the way,
the full-fledged Jedi Wookie can't defend his mind.
I
This
agree.
is the only time in the episode where I went, "Oh my God, I'm waiting for this." I wanted to see the Jedi Wookie in action.
Right.
It was so wooden and it was so.
I know this had the potential to be the coolest scene. It just did. You got to
I have a question,
sir.
I have a question. So until we saw until it was brought up in the Clone Wars animated series, we had never seen a force sensitive the Wookiee. Ever. Now, I do believe that in the Star Wars world, there are species that are just not force sensitive. I do not like the idea. I do not like the idea of a Wookiee being force.
Right, because
Okay, so
because
mean,
like
I don't
Wookiees
need
are
it.
supposed to be powerful enough to even give Jedi and other Force users a run for their money. They don't need the Force.
well, that's
let
not
me put this out there
exactly.
before Matt
Well,
jumps
hold
in
on,
and probably
Matt.
corrects me. Before I'm sure I'm about to get corrected here. I see Wookiees as being maybe there's fewer that fall into the category of Jedi, but as an overall species are more in tune to the Force because they're more nature oriented. They just might not all
Maybe.
excel to the
That
point.
is some hippy dippy bullshit, Beard. What happened to you?
Sounds like
Look,
some
I
communist
read a lot of
gobbledygook.
Star Wars
it's
books.
the
You
beard.
shut up, you old man.
Oh my!
In George
Oh,
Lucas's version of events, which is the real version, not this garbage, all living things are sensitive to the Force. It's the Force permeates
Galacticans?
all living things except for
Right.
these things called Yasalmari that are still sensitive to the Force, but they project a sort of field that pushes the energy away from them. So that's the only thing in the Star Wars galaxy that is not sensitive to the Force. The Force can choose to eject living things from the Force. That's where the Yuuzhan Vong happened.
Right.
Okay,
Mhm.
so that's possible. Now the term
And the
Force
Rakata.
adept, those who become like Jedi, based on kind of the lore, like the Force seems to make those people, like whether it breeds them or whatever, like like everyone who is called to the Force has a reason who's on the Jedi sort of path of it, right? It's not like it's not like well, let's just how do I put it? It's not like they're doing here where like, well, you have the Force, it's like a video game power, and you just that's what basically in this show is a video game power. It was a very Eastern concept of it manifests where it needs to manifest, right? And the one counter to that was when some of them chose a Sith way where they would act directly in opposition to that innate godlike will and try to exert their will, using its own power against it to exert their will over it. Okay, that's the whole way it's supposed to work. This idea of like it's not a superpower, right? Remember in Rogue One where I'm one with the Force, right, and all that.
Yes.
For that one instance, the Force got projected enough to him so he could accomplish the one thing the Force needed him to accomplish, and that was it. And it's a very Asian concept, which I'm not trying to say it's better or worse or whatever, but Lucas kind of read pretty much into this, and he took like a Eastern concept of God and turned into an Asian concept of this sort of dharma karma thing going on, and it's and freaking Disney, you just I will not have a stroke. I will not have a stroke.
You smell toast. Do you smell
You want to borrow my sign?
They just ruin it. They shit all over it and make you not like. I mean, I still love Star Wars, but when I watch this stuff, I'm like, maybe I'll just go watch one of the old movies, right? Well, the first 6 or Rogue One, or maybe I'll read a comic book I like to. And I'm like, nah. Then I think about this shit, and I want to. I don't know, go do something else. I mean, it's like it's like when you go down the shore in Jersey and there are a bunch of Guidos who grape the Italian concept. This is like the Guidos of Star Wars. They ruin what it means to be Italian. The Guidos. Well, these bastards ruin what it means to be Star Wars.
This is what I think. This is what I think, and I think this has been the plan all along. Because with everything that Disney Star Wars is doing, the one thing that doesn't make sense now is Lucas. Actual George Lucas Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, in context of all of the bullshit here, you're right.
Yes. So the goal would be to go back and remake the prequels, remake the OT to fit this.
That was Obi-Wan. That was clearly the goal of doing that in such a way to make Leia the main character and not Luke.
Fucking terrible.
Right.
Yep.
If you haven't seen Kenobi, don't. Just we didn't do Kenobi, did we?
No.
Did we?
Yeah, just don't.
No.
Just don't.
No,
we
think we just make fun of it.
Don't you do it.
Kenobi did some of us.
We're gonna do a retro view of Kenobi. No, I won't do that. To you guys again. Anyway, you got
if you do that, we are doing the fifth
I wouldn't do that to you guys. I've tortured you quite enough.
Big trouble.
To answer your question, Harold, we don't know.
What's wrong with
I
that?
think it's
Yeah, the tree.
it's the tree.
Ask
But
Roman. I don't know.
Is the
it
virgins?
was never answered.
Yeah. The question was, is the virgins the twins or the yellow tree?
I think it's the tree, but that's just me.
That's like the source. That's like the epicenter, as they would say, of the virgin.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's what I
Let's
think.
get to this totally not.
But let's
epic
get through
Wookiee
fucking
fight.
the Wookiee fight.
Okay.
Thank you.
What I would have liked to see from this, you can just keep going, is he's formidable, right? Start doing force pulls to like bring him into your swings. Like, like instead of like most Jedi in battle will use like force pushes to like gain footing. Draw them in. You're big. Grab them. You know what I mean? Like start
bring them in close.
You don't even need the force with the Wookiee. Back in the Knights of the Old Republic games, it was Zalbar was exiled for being a quote unquote mad claw by drawing his claws against like an opponent. It's like a Wookiee without a lightsaber could potentially take both of these guys on. He should have wrecked them.
Yeah, right.
No, he should have, and his sheer force. I mean, the lightsaber is a lightsaber, but he's swinging that thing. I mean, it is still force. When I say force, I mean physical force, not the force. And Tobit is like a child. He would be completely kicking the fuck out of Tobit here. It's not like Yoda. Because Yoda's all force powered. When he's in, Yoda fighting mode, that's all force. Tobit's not good at that. He's a retard. Well, he's effectively a retard with a lightsaber.
In one of these other scenes, he's able to single-handedly hold back Chewbacca, whatever, a knockoff's like lightsaber, hold him off.
There's just no fucking way.
If a Wookiee rips your arms out of their sockets when they lose, he could stomp on that kid's head and be done with it.
The only thing that I could think, and they don't effectively show it here, is that somehow he's fighting him, and they're not able to control him at his full power. Like he's holding back. Because he still has something. Exactly. There should have been a way to do it. I honestly think that some of the ways that the force powers are used, they should take a book out of, forgive me, Roman, Japanese anime, and show some physical things like they've done it before with like Rey and stuff, where like the rocks kind of rise up around him and stuff. Just do that kind of thing where it's like a physical thing that happens, like their clothes ruffle or something lets you know that the force is taking place, some type of physical thing, so that or where somebody has to say it, oh, this guy's using the force, but you know what I mean, because you really can't see it, so there could be all these things going on in the background that they could use to enrich the stuff, like they do in video games, I guess, is you can tell when someone's getting ready to use a force power in a video game.
Like Goku, when he's powering up. Like,
well, I wouldn't go that far. But something like that. You know what I mean? Like, if you play like the Force
I know what you're talking about.
Or the PvP Star Wars, I can't think of it now. But you can tell when people are using force powers in that so that you can defend against it.
Yeah, well,
and they should take something out of that.
I play Star Wars: The Old Republic a lot, and like when someone's using a force power, there's like ripples around them, like it looks
something like
that.
Blow dryer, be anything crazy, but like here you can tell he's using the force because they're flying around. But they could have shown him like shaking his head and like a quick second of him like going, like trying to resist it or something.
Or even just Torben tapping into his teenage angst of wanting to go home.
We see here,
just like
Incel Baka wasn't trying to kill Hairspray here. He was trying to force his mouth open so he could eat the food he refused before. That's why
No, but something just occurred to me about Tobin. This whole episode, he's bitching that he just wants to go back to Coruscant. What color is his lightsaber? He should have never been off Coruscant in the first place.
Right. Oh, yellow.
Temple guard.
Well, maybe he's right.
I think they've thrown
I
that
just
whole
really want to
thing
be
away.
a Temple guard, not a Padawan.
Yeah, I don't want to be out here.
But you can't. Can you be a Temple guard as a Padawan? Don't you have to be a full?
No, you should. Yeah, it doesn't.
Hold on.
I would think so, right? I don't even know.
Hold on. This is the High Republic. They threw out all of the color schemings on who you are, how you behave, or your job for the High Republic. None of that matters.
Right.
Yeah,
And
so fuck.
Wait.
This looks like a horrible.
Roman.
Well, yes, sir.
Roman. Go back one frame.
The hand on the face one, or this one?
No, this. No. Next one over. Next one over. Yeah. Now we discussed this last week. That hilt is fucking huge for a lightsaber.
Yeah. You can't get his
the Maglite
whole
flashlight.
hand around it.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I can't,
But I'm saying, even a block like that, you're gonna try and hold up, that would slip out of your hand. Like,
Look at his grip. That's
Yeah.
not a grip for defense.
No, he's not. He ain't hanging on to that thing.
And
For
I mean, if
dear
you
life.
look even just
That's a
even
Wookiee.
Oh,
yeah.
subtle. All right, subtle.
He
Good night.
would, he would
sorry.
pop his head
Yeah,
like
good
a
night.
zip.
Good night, good sir.
I
Have a
was
good
did
night,
you
buddy.
just call subtle
Love
good
subtle.
sir? Subtle maybe
I
a
like
sir,
subtle.
but good maybe not the best description.
No, that's
Subtle's a
subtle's.
great
That's
dude.
subtle's magic power.
But like it's
Yeah.
it's
The
one
Wookiee
hand,
should be able to
a
pop his
Wookiee.
head like a zip there.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. Also,
Power
yeah.
him
Pop.
easily.
and also, it's a bullshit character. You kill him off in the second or the first episode anyway. Cut his fucking hand off.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Right.
I mean, I think it would
Okay, here
be
we have a much better
Well,
shot of this whole
well,
fucking
I
debacle.
think
But
it would
hey,
have been much more
look,
interesting to kill him off here and not have him have to off himself earlier on. Then that would bring a lot more weight to Kelmaka having to like isolate himself later on.
Yeah.
But at least you know where he got his scars.
Oh
Yep.
my God, nobody cares.
Good night, everybody.
How did he go
It-
from
it
20
actually-
years old to
it
gray
actually
haired,
doesn't
disgusting old
show.
man in 10 years?
So right
It
here,
actually doesn't show how he got the wound, though.
no, he just kind of ends up with the wound at the end of the thing, and
It
that's,
just
that's fine. I don't really care.
appears.
I think it's
But right
like
here-
when he threw him, it like his face smashed in a rock or wall or something.
Oh,
His
I don't
limp
know.
fucking wrist is not holding the might of Clam Baka. He would fucking deball himself with his own lightsaber right now,
Yeah.
based on where everything is positioned. There's no
he should
fucking
be
way.
he should be cut in half right now. He should
Yes!
literally be
Just
in half
in
right now.
general.
You will eat my food,
regardless
damn
of-
it! You will eat my food. Ah!
Regardless of Wookiee and smaller human, somebody take a sword and grip it downward this way while somebody else is pushing this direction and try to keep your wrist from
Yeah,
buckling.
impossible.
That angle?
It's
Right, not
much
gonna happen.
easier to stop it from the top than the bottom because that is much easier for your wrist to collapse in. So yeah,
Well,
he's dead.
and
He should be
also-
dead.
The other thing, like us talking about the lightsaber, so each person's lightsaber is supposed to be like unique to them and fit their hand,
Custom.
and like what is this? What?
Yeah,
what?
It's all Galaxy's Edge sized. They just,
Yeah.
But
I
everyone
totally
is
agree with
supposed
you.
to be customized, and
I understand, but Disney does
that's
not
like me
understand it.
holding a lightsaber.
They don't
like,
care
that's-
about that. They don't care about that. They
Do,
just,
do you want me to grab my Galaxy's Edge lightsaber? It's fucking, the hilt is huge compared
don't
to
wanna
like
trying to
steer
grab
huge
a
hilt tonight, Sammy.
giant great sword and swing it
Come on, I
around
mean,
one
Disney
hand.
gotta
and
do
the other.
camera.
Used for other things.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that's for my
Oh.
OnlyFans anyway.
Nah.
So now there's
and
some,
they're also
jumping around
swinging
from-
at air
from Saul.
again.
Very nice. Yeah, that wasn't well directed. Now he
Yeah,
just
just skip ahead to where the power of the female Jedi managed to
Oh,
defeat
Lord.
the power of many.
well, here's something though that this Saul knocks Clam Baka's fucking lightsaber out of his hand. Not with his lightsaber, but just with he basically knocks it out. He forces it out of his hand. Not using the force, but using physical force. That
Well,
is a
he's using
very
the force,
unlikely fucking
clearly.
scenario.
He'd
Yeah.
be using the force to enhance his physical strength, clearly. So that's a
Maybe,
normal Jedi thing.
but
You
we're-
see
I
Jedi
mean,
do it
I'm
all
not
the time,
get-
so I'm not.
I'm not getting that vibe, but okay.
They
'Cause I
wouldn't
never
write
get
it that
vibe
way.
from anything they do.
Well, no, they wouldn't write it
Whoa,
that way.
oh,
because
God damn it.
They're
Sorry.
stupid.
What have
but-
you done? What have you done,
I
Roman?
don't know. Everything went out of control.
Don't
Okay.
skip
Milton
over the
Cornflakes
power
lady.
of many.
Yeah,
That's
pug
why
face.
we're here.
So he again, he knocks his
That's
lightsaber
Moss.
out. Clam Baka gets pissed, starts choking him out like they're on a date. And now we're at the
All the ladies and the one guy are chanting.
yeah. Yeah, nine broads and a dude.
Do you have pug face? There's a cream for that.
Yeah, the guy in the back behind her used the cream.
Standing out like a dude. Looks odd.
What's going on
Here
down
comes
there?
Trinity, and she scissors the clambaka.
Yeah, she does like
appropriate.
Yeah, she does the fucking Black Widow move on him.
Also, how does she know exactly what to do here? I don't really care that much.
Know.
But B,
these are all good questions.
Does she just straight up kill 50 women?
That's what's implied.
Yeah, that's why she wasn't worried about
it. If she does she then put all of her guilt on everybody else so she doesn't feel like the bad guy, and then she's killed at the beginning of the series, and then everything else that happens afterward doesn't matter?
Yeah,
but
49 women in the ring.
But again,
and 2 children.
Indar would not have done anything wrong. These people are forcibly taking over a member of her team. She is the leader.
Yes,
that is her first
priority.
So
who did anything wrong?
As the Jedi did nothing wrong here.
Like I heard nothing wrong
today. Like I heard earlier today, watching Charlie Hopkinson. Are these witches just like honeybees? You get forced out of somebody's mind, they have to die because their stinger falls out.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Basically.
And she's being guided by the Force to kill them.
They had to die because, and then.
Yes,
and then
exactly.
I don't know if she went to or not. I don't know if she could feel that what she was doing was going to kill them. I don't know if it even matters.
I agree. I did not get the impression that it was on purpose. She was like, "Oh, I'm going to push them out and murder them all."
She was just trying to remove an intrusive force out of her compatriots.
She's doing what the Force guided her to do.
Oh, look.
And the dark side uses
the man stayed up the longest.
But
it's almost like
I still I'd feel a little bad, like, you know, the whole how everything like in this encounter kind of went to hell in a handbasket, but like I wouldn't like drink poison or let but also I wouldn't put myself in isolation for 10 years. I wouldn't drink poison. I wouldn't let some weird
what they should have done. What they should have done was they should have showed both Torben and Incel Baka that they had some type of mental problems because they were in their head, and it scarred them somehow or did something to change their brain.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Whatever,
too.
And it drove them kind of crazy, is what it is. So it's not that they're sad because all the witches died. It's a fact that the witches were in their head. Right, exactly. It did something to them. It tainted them with darkness, and that caused them then to be the way they are. Where Torben went super emo, and then
you say it tainted them with darkness because their leader is black. My God, man.
No.
By the way,
the dark side of the
everything else. Okay, I'm sorry. It was just that was too easy.
But you know what I'm saying? They could have shown that. But here's the other problem with this show: is their episodes are so short. Thank God. Is that they can't put all this extra stuff in there, and it would have cost them $300 million to make this show apparently. But having it a longer episode like you used to get, like in Star Trek or whatever in the 90s, and when you had 22 episodes in a season, you could really tell a story. This is just the bare bones. I guarantee that there's stuff on the cutting room floor that made this make more sense. At least I would think there would be on a normal.
Yeah, you may be giving them a lot of credit,
but it's the same for for all of these shows. Is that episodes are too short? You can't tell a good enough story without just making it like a cartoon. And
Shieldwall. I mean, you guys are all watching House of the Dragon as well. I think most of you already.
Yeah. But those are like hour-long episodes almost.
Nope. Yeah, but what's the difference? I mean, what's the difference? What was the budget for House of Dragons? I'm curious. What was the budget? I don't know.
It's about the same.
I mean, it's got to be comparable, right? Because
here's the other thing.
Super fucking expensive.
Godzilla -1.
Oh yeah,
was a smaller budget than this.
Yeah, that's
Godzilla -1
per episode.
And look, it all comes down to the writing. Let's be honest. The sets, the backgrounds, the costumes are not terrible. And some of it is pretty good. Like those location shots, I think are the best thing in the show. Like when they went to a location, an actual island, and they shot something.
Yeah, 100%.
Looks really cool. Looks atmospheric. It looks like Star Wars to me. Like, hey, it's a weird planet or whatever. And some of the background stuff, like the insides of the ships, some of the background like bars and things, and the aliens don't look too terrible. They should be better for what you get, but they're not bad. You know, the Wookie suit doesn't look bad. This looks like a Wookie. It doesn't look like a guy in a very cheap suit or anything. It has that stuff going for him. If it just had better writing, even the actors and actresses, you could keep them all the same. Just give them better stuff to do, better things to say, and it would be a better
I still think that they ate very well.
They had to.
They were like money crab legs and Alaskan crab and everything. They would like one bite and they're like, "Oh, I'm tired of this," and throw it on the ground. And then go
By the way, I'm sick of crab.
For those who follow the Naruto ripoffs, the witches just use the Yamanaka clan's secret ninjutsu, where if you get stuck in someone's head, you die. If you don't get back in time. You get more ripoffs. It's just like
one more.
I don't know anything about that show, Matt, but the more you say, tell me about it, the more it sounds just like
it.
Yeah, they just ripped it off. Like
thank you, Adam Gray, for so it's $27,000.
Oh, the other things I didn't even mention that I'm seeing because I don't want to make it all about Naruto ripoff, but it's crazy.
Well,
I'm not going. Sammy sees
obvious.
it. Yeah, Mando sees it.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, I'm saying it's so crazy. Like I've noticed this rip-offy thing with a lot of these shows, like Rings of Prime, Wheel of Prime, these Star Wars shows, and whatever. I've seen, but it's so absurdly like it's like 10 times worse in this one than all the other ones I've seen. Like, I mean, maybe that one of them is actually is a Naruto fan. You're like, well, this writing sucks, so I'll just copy from the Naruto script and maybe it'll be better. I don't know what they're doing because,
but it wasn't.
Like the writing itself is so inconsistent. Leaving aside the ripoffs and the changes of like Disney canon versus Lucas canon and all that, the writing is so inconsistent that you can't even figure out what's going on half the time on their own plot.
Nope, you're right. Well, Shieldwall, I think you actually did a good what you said as far as why Tobite and Clan Baka ended up on the path they did makes far more sense than any we were given because we weren't given any. We were given nothing, but the taint of whatever witch fucking magic got stuck on them makes sense. Why, as to why they're what their motivations were, why they did the fucked up things they did, as opposed to, well, he's just been in a coma or floating there for 10 years, and Clan Baka's out living in the woods with the fucking giant bugs. Okay,
it is time to take my drugs. I need to finish this episode.
Okay.
So before
wait, that's what kind of drugs? That's not sodium cyanide, is it, man?
Before we skip too far past it, I just want to point out how more than 50 witches and one dude were the power of many was too impotent to go against one Jedi.
Yep.
So much for the fucking power of many.
Nope. Yeah, it didn't.
Why do you think I called him Incel Baka? Total build.
Poor Incel Baka. Trinity yells at Saul, and who's trying to cry right now, and no one knows why. Hey, Ego. Ego. Love Ego.
Hey, Ego.
So
Ego.
the fuck, God!
This scene I hated so much.
I don't know if this is the worst or the second worst part of this episode because goddamn this.
Go back one. That was perfect. That was hilarious.
One
more.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That was probably her face.
Also, that explosion was because of the itty bitty little fire that happened on the other side of the compound.
This is what happens when you mix kerosene with your concrete. Come on.
Yeah, don't.
Right.
Oh God. So Saul's running up. What did you do? Mom's dead. Fuck you. And everybody's dead. Okay, we all
right. So they both start to. Okay. They both start to fall, and instead of rescuing two
Yeah, they're
50
small
pound,
children.
70-pound girls.
75 pounds.
You
max.
can't
Yeah.
do no fucking
Why are
force.
you grabbing the bridge?
Then
Why is he
lift
grabbing
up,
the
like,
bridge?
Yeah, instead try to
Grab
lift
the two girls.
450 pounds of steel. God damn, you stupid asshole. You deserve everything that comes to you.
Yeah, this was really
I
poorly.
do like this, which is really weird. Having someone named OSHA in your compound,
Right?
and you're
I
not
know, exactly,
there's
right?
just
And we're
lack
not
of
the only ones to point
handrails.
out.
There's no fire
You know
extinguishers.
how we know that the Empire did not
Shin,
make this
Fannie Mae.
facility? Is it has railings on walkways.
Yeah.
Go over high
Right.
drops.
They hate railing.
Two
The Empire
girls
hates
towards
railing.
you.
Yeah.
So we're not the only ones to point out this scene. What Saul should have done: don't grab the bridge, grab the kids. The bridge can fall. The kids are still fucking hanging out in the air, and then you bring them in.
To
He's
me,
done it
this is
before.
the laser fence scene from Kenobi.
Yeah,
Why are the
this
kids
is
standing
extremely-
around each other?
this
Run the
is
opposite way,
lazy.
get off the thing instead of standing there holding out your arms to each other like idiots.
Lazy
Well, and even
fucking
after-
writing.
And even after he chooses, he doesn't force lift the one he decides to save. He leaps and just hopes he can grab her hand in time.
Yep.
So stupid.
Well, here's
So
the other thing
stupid.
about this scene for the setup, right? Is when you get to the scene in the previous episodes, they're just randomly standing on this bridge. Like, how did they get here? How did they get here from the room that was just on fire? Like
From
On the other side of the compound.
maybe
Please. Help me, please. Mom.
Okay. As great as that scene was, the better scene was the opening scene of Cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I actually half expected that to go on for like 3 or 4 more scenes of different hanging over the edge.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, if
So-
one of the twins would have been a boy, this would have been an easier decision for him altogether.
Right.
To save the girl.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
Oh,
So
and
now we get
another
the-
flashback.
Okay,
to the
so-
flashback that goes on for far too long.
Okay, so here we are. Here, so here's my thought going back in my head here. This entire scene where Indara's like, "What did we tell the council? We are going to tell them that May started a fire and it spread throughout the compound." How do you know that, Indara? This scene is so insulting because this is based on everyone has read the script. That is
Yeah.
the only way
Yes.
you can explain
Yes.
No,
this scene.
Placid. No.
I mean, if they waited till OSHA woke up and said that May started a fire, then maybe they could infer that, but they don't.
No.
Because
Yeah, 'cause
OSHA
no
does
one
know that
at
May
this-
started a fire.
Yeah, OSHA's the only one at this point in time who knows who started the fire.
Right.
No one knows besides OSHA.
Oh, I have thought of the one way they could save this series. One way.
Well, yes, sir.
It is revealed that Soul is Darth Tenebris
Psych.
and beginning to screw up the Jedi. That's the only way they can save the
See,
show.
I thought the only way I thought you were about to say the
Cannabis.
only way they could say this is if these Jedi went before the council and started singing "We didn't start the fire."
Well, hey, first that was terrible. But
I'm proud
you're
of it. I
you're
don't
forgetting
care.
Saul was down on the ground doing his fucking force interloping when the fire started. He was down there. He was, remember, we saw him listening.
Yeah, he was
to the
listening in on the
conversation.
conversation.
So he may have gotten the fire bit from that. And again,
He was there when May ran up. He thought she was OSHA and said there was something about a fire, and then Mom.
Well,
went
no,
all
but he was
rapey.
down below. He was listening to the girls' conversation when
Oh,
they were
that's
in the
right,
room
yeah.
yelling at each other. When I'm going to kill you.
I'm sorry, I
that
blacked
conversation.
out because this episode.
No, no,
just sucked.
I get it. But I don't know. I don't know how Indara knows that though, or how Trinity knows that.
That kind of looks like my BiPAP machine.
He might have briefed her on it, and then they just don't have time to explain it or show it.
Is Tim here? Hello, Tim.
What's up, Tim?
Sir. We got Tim. We got Zax. We got Flaccid with us. We have an all-star cast.
I want to know how I got these scars.
See, it's kind of weird when Zax is present. I'm usually not flaccid, but I don't know.
I had a run in with a Wookiee.
It's the shoulders. So he tries to apologize. I'm sorry. And she's like, I fucking told you to stay out of it, you little fucking twat. And you too, you should fucking know better.
See, this is like you
I'm
were
out of
saying,
here.
Shield. Like you were saying, Shield earlier. This would have been a great time to show how messed up those two were from the witches getting inside their head. But no,
nothing.
We just got to make Soul out to be the bad guy.
So if they had more time, right? They could have done it. They could have had been having nightmares or who knows what.
I mean, they could have done it because there's 10 minutes in this episode. There's
you
a
had-
flashback that we saw already that they could have been cut.
Well,
because he had some feelings for a young child that was too old to be a Padawan, too old to train. This is because of your feelings. You have an unnatural attraction to this girl. Gee, I wonder what they're trying to say.
Well,
unnatural. So this is actually a good question. I want to address this while we're kind of on topic because we're gonna eat this episode here real quick.
Got it. I got it.
Well, yeah. Go ahead. I think we all have
Vince
thoughts.
McMahon. He's the secret master.
Yes, Joker.
Right. So Chimere's master is the green bitch. It's Leslie Headland's wife. Because when we saw him take off his shirt, which we didn't need to, those those scars on his back, those are easily caused by a whip. Who was the only one who uses a whip?
Well, I think she was his master. I don't think she is his master now. I think Horny Lady is his master.
Oh, no.
Right, horny.
Right.
Yes.
Horny mom is.
Well, so
Green
Avocado
Lady
Head
is
was his
previous master. Horny Lady
and now
is current
Horny
master.
Mom is new master. It's like
Yeah,
stepmom. It's like dirty stepmom Horn.
Yeah, that's why he said to Soul,
And we may never
remember
know
me,
who his
because he
master
would
is.
have been,
Possible,
because Kamir would have been a very young youngling at the time that he came across Soul isn't like an older youngling, maybe a Padawan.
And this is where they have the whole
I
discussion.
sincerely
about
hope
what do
they
we
leave
call
this
them.
on a cliffhanger and they leave it on
and they
bait.
never-
And
they-
and they never get it.
No.
So all these robots.
This is the end
We
of
can
the
Oh,
only
show.
hope.
This
Hey,
is
I
the end of
got
the
to
show.
peace out, guys.
Okay, are you going
Bye-bye.
over to the Gooch or?
Yeah, I'm going to the Gooch, but I don't know if I'm staying the whole time. Sammy 3P's feeling a little under the weather right now. So
Oh, I hope you feel better, dude. Tell Gooch hi for us. Get some rest.
yeah, it's
Be
one
on
of those
17
summer
shows a
colds.
night, man.
Yeah, later, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll see you guys all next week.
Right, Sammy.
All right, Sammy.
Bye,
See,
Sammy.
That man is
Bye, guys.
three-peating all over of YouTube.
That's
He
true.
is.
So this
I
is
hope-
actually
I
the
hope
final
everyone's had their
episode.
shots.
All of next
Bleeding his
episode
DNA
is,
all over the place.
is Hairspray eating Incel Baka's food. Anything he gives him, he's just going to eat it for a whole hour. That's all the episode is.
That'd be
So we're
better
gonna
than
wrap
what
this
they
thing up
really
pretty
got for
quick
us.
because I want to because I hate the show.
Yeah.
So
let's do it.
so this is where they come up with the not quite a lie. What do we tell them? We tell them that May started a fire and everyone died, which is technically true. It's just you're leaving out some of the details. That's whatever. We all do it. I don't know why, and I hate her explanation for this though because Saul's like, no, we need to tell the fucking truth, and she's like, why? Why do that to her? You want to destroy her dream? Now I think we should just have all this out in the open so it doesn't come back and bite us in the ass 16 years from now. How about that? We could do
Yeah,
that
well,
instead.
Yeah,
Here's the question: there is we can't tell the council, but we will tell that bald green bitch because she knows everything. So they told at least
Right.
some people, but they didn't tell the council. So if they needed to be that secret, they shouldn't have told anybody.
We'll tell the green one and the guy that hadn't been born yet.
The soy boy.
So May, I'm sorry. OSHA sits
Oh wait,
up
no, that guy. Yeah.
and
yeah.
Saul, she's like, what happened? And Saul looks back at fucking Trinity, and Trinity gives him a nod,
wasn't
and he
fine.
tells her the lie, and the episode
wasn't fine.
mercifully, finally, fucking ends.
Yeah. Here's what you do with that. This still
the
goes on
world
for too
cheered.
long. You start saying the same lines that he said previously, and you pan out through the wall of the ship and let it, just see it fly off into space, and you can cut that scene by almost a full minute. And you can do that for almost every single flashback.
Yep.
You can cut so many minutes off just from the same flashbacks that we've already seen. This episode could have been
Harold,
20 minutes long.
Yes, to your question, it doesn't. It's stupid.
Well, no,
the motivations between all of the motivations in this series are stupid. May coming at it from kind of a twisted viewpoint. She was a little kid when she saw Black Mother get killed, though. So from a little kid standpoint, you can see how they can confuse the way events happen. She could see it as being wrong. So, you are a little kid. You remember things differently.
Yeah.
Just in general, and I think I said this before we went live. I've said it multiple times over the last couple of days, so it's all blurring together. This is what happens when you have people who try to write good and bad characters in a universe they say doesn't have good and bad. If you don't have rules to your writing, then nothing makes sense. I mean, even if you break rules, that's fine. But you have to establish the rules, because then when they're broken, they have consequence and they have effect and they have weight. And when you don't have any of that, you just end up with this mess of bullshit that doesn't make any sense. And that's what we have here. Is there's
Thanks,
okay. There's no consequence. There's no reason. There's no nothing. People just do things because the script says do a thing. That's what we have.
Here's the real question. How many more times is May or Osha going to get knocked out before the end of the series?
Well, that's a good question.
May doesn't
I
get knocked
think
out.
Osha's up to number 6, right?
The show is really about the danger of
always sits up
CTE.
straight.
That's what the show is really about. It's like the dangers of CTE.
Fuck. So we got one more of these episodes left. We didn't actually learn a lot in this. We didn't learn as much as we thought we were going to learn anyway. I think we all thought everything was way more fucked up than it was. The Jedi really didn't do anything wrong. There were some clear communication faux pas, largely on the witch's part. But it was kind of like one thing that went wrong, and everything else was a result of bad communication from the space lesbian witches. That was their fucking fuck up. They could have controlled that situation way better, and none of this happens. But whatever. That doesn't move the story forward. Well, apparently neither does the fucking writing. So I don't know what to tell you. So next week is thank you, Spirit of Star Wars. What's left of you. This we'll be doing the wrap up next week in the show. Thank God it will be over. And
the same way as Solo wraps up the corpses of his victims.
Yeah, I don't think, and this is me. We can discuss this just briefly as we go around doing our end outs. I don't think we're going to get a satisfactory conclusion next week. I think it's going to be hanging. Nope. It's going to be hanging like that one witch's fucking ball sack. So that's where we're going to end up next week.
It's a show about lesbian witches and a whole bunch of women wrote it. Of course, there's a satisfying conclusion.
So well, let's give me your final thoughts.
I'm sorry, Mando. I know you take so much punishment just for being here. I'm sorry.
There were no lions in this episode. Shieldwall, what do you got coming up, buddy?
Never live that down.
No.
I can't wait for this Halloween stuff.
This was a great conversation. Thanks to the chat. We had a lot of good questions in the chat, interaction, kind of trying to drill down into this and figure out what's actually going on. And I don't know. It was a great conversation. Lots of stuff. And hopefully Matt will keep his blood pressure down. So,
hey, shield wall, you should make sure your shield wall is not made of the same flammable concrete that all Star Wars walls are.
Exactly.
Yeah, check that out. Check your kerosene content.
But for me, coming up on Monday, I'm going to be on MMM talking about Twister over on the Cannoli channel. Cool. And then Tuesday, I'm going to be on Jacob Ironside's channel. And we're going to be talking about President Putin. Oh, wait, that's not it. You apparently haven't seen the anyway, you'll get it later. I can't remember what movie we're talking about this time. I've got aliens in my brain.
The Wrong Man.
The Wrong Man. That's it. And then on Tuesday, of course, talking about this, and maybe even Wednesday, I might be doing a House of Dragons thing with Zax if he's.
Oh, fun.
Oh no, wait. If he does it that next week, he had to move this week's to Saturday, and then I might be on that stream for next Wednesday, so it'll be a busy one for me.
Right on.
Sheila, I'm on a House of the Dragon stream on the Monday. If you'd like to join.
On which day?
Monday.
Oh, I can't do Monday because I'm on MMM.
Oh no. Yeah. You can't. Yeah. We're at the same time. Sorry.
But yeah, that's a great show. And House of Dragon is killing it right now.
So good.
Which is good. Yeah. So, although I wish we could see Fat Rhaenyra. Apparently, in the book, she gets fat.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been hitting the mutton a little bit too much.
Yeah, but anyway, thanks for having me on. It's been great.
All right, thank you, my brother.
Too.
Joker voice.
First off, I would like everyone in all chats, as Roman has made us endure this show, that he owes us a Fifth Element stream. So I want to see hashtag Fifth Element stream light up the chats here. That's what I want to see.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Because Roman, you owe us. So, but you can find me Monday as I mentioned for House of the Dragon. You'll find me back here for, thank God, the final episode of this. Thank you, Dax. You will find me for the. There we go.
Beard Summit.
That's right, boy. And then you'll find me back here on Thursday for, thank God, the final episode of this. And then Wednesday, you'll find me with Matt over on Wednesday Night is Overbooked, talking about the current landscape of the WWE. Because frankly, WWE is more entertaining than Hollywood.
Right on, buddy. Thank you, Joker. Acolytes of mass intestinal disruption.
And well, follow up with Joker Voice just said. If you want to see an actual attractive woman, unlike most of the women or all the women in the show, who has a lot of intrigue about her, I'm going to do a short video about the political and economic intrigue of Stephanie Vacour signing with WWE versus AEW, which is a wrestling video. So, there you go. Thank you for the segue, Joker. Very interesting politics there. Anyway, so what else I got going on? I will be here next week for the last episode of the Crapolite. Well, hopefully, good. I'll be here.
I know.
It's Friday Fandemonium tomorrow at 5:00 New Standard Time. I'll be doing a little more of the Naruto shenanigans that happened in these episodes. Some topics, random stuff, whatever comes up. I should have Sharp Season 4 Episode 2 review and Hornblower Episode 2 review out by the end of the weekend. Should. Okay. Next Wednesday is overbooked, like Joker Voice said. Usually 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but sometimes earlier, as we found out this week. I'm probably going to do definitely one book review by the time we're here next week. I'll finally get around to reviewing this, which is Christopher Tolkien's release of Baron Luthien.
Oh, cool.
Been seeing that all over the place. I want it. I need
my two favorite characters.
If you're into the development of that story, that's the book. You'll see Tolkien's logic because he presents out all the major versions of the story that Tolkien wrote over the years, and talks between them how it evolved from story to story as Tolkien changed the Legendarium. But anyway, so I got that, and if I finish it in time for next week, or by the time next week, I'm reading The Great Escape, which is the true story of the movie The Great Escape.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, cool. The book. The book is fascinating. It's a good fast read, but I'm a couple chapters in, and the level of detail that these guys did, the movie doesn't capture even 1/10 of it. Like the ingenuity these guys had They were building
Really is
workshops
amazing.
underground. They were making like tools, but they had engineers who would hand file like knives into like precision tools and like, oh my god. Anyway, so that was some good stuff there. So I want to do a book review of that. And one other thing that keeps escaping me, I always well, that's enough for now, I guess.
Great escape.
Thank you, Matt. Mando. What do you got coming up?
Right now I am still kind of in the middle of a move. So that's why, like, you cannot see the background and stuff, but hopefully,
unfortunately, Mando made her previous house of flammable concrete, and
hey, there's a possibility. So my streaming schedule is right now probably non-existent. I'm hopefully going to be getting my my streaming equipment, like my standards instead of this stuff, back later this week. So hopefully I will be back to my regularly scheduled Twitch and Kick streams, and I'll be here Thursday. I'll be here Thursday for sure. Hopefully I don't burn down my friend's house.
Yeah, don't do that.
Thank you.
No,
because I think her cats wouldn't appreciate it.
Cats, all cats are future food. Beard of Liberty.
Let's see here. I have a full week coming up. See, this Friday night, I'm recording with the Gray's Taproom podcast, but y'all won't hear that until next week. Forget exactly which day that it's releasing. I'm a bad guess, so sue me. Sunday afternoons, you can find me with Stark of Iron and Snail Messiah talking some Fallout universe nerddom. Monday nights, you can find me on After the Weekend movie reviews on YouTube. This week, we'll be doing X-Men First Class, if I remember correctly.
Ooh, nice.
I'm kind of leaning into the whole like Wolverine and Deadpool thing for this month. Tuesday, I will always just show up to Jacob's shows. If there's room, I'll be on camera. If not, I'll just hang out. Sometimes I know what's going to happen. Sometimes I don't. Whatever happens. Wednesday is actually kind of a rare thing. I'll be with JT Gunn for a live show. It's a Art Bell kind of look back, some of the highlights there. That's going to be a lot of fun. Then, of course, I'll be here on Thursday for the last episode, where I'm sure none of us will lament its passing.
Yes, next week will be a version of
Speak his name and he shall appear.
Yeah, I know. Just
speak his name and he appears.
Yeah, there he is, of course.
We'll talk more
I
about
totally forgot. I'm really bad about this. This is a new thing. I've started trying to do gaming content on my own channel. There's nothing fancy. I don't have graphics, starting video or anything like that. I'm just making myself do it. I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And if something happens with it, it happens. But yeah, I've been going through the Doom 2016 game on Beard of Liberty on YouTube. So if you want to see me be really awkward on camera while pretending like I know what I'm doing playing a video game, come check it out.
Cool.
All right, that's it.
Beard of Gaming. Jacob Ironside, what do you have coming up, sir?
Yeah. Of course, tomorrow I'll probably be on with Matt on his show at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Monday I will also be on MMM for the Twister stream.
Wow, right on.
And then I will be here next week, of course. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it for right now.
Twisted.
Well,
oh yeah, my show. I'm sorry, my show.
Your show, your actual show on Tuesdays, Jacob.
So it'll be it's an old Alfred Hitchcock. It's actually the only one based on a true story. So it's pretty cool. It's called The Wrong Man. It's a who's in that? It's a good one. It's a good one.
Wait, you mean The Bird wasn't based on a true story?
I was just thinking the same thing.
Look, I'm just happy to know that I'm not the only one that forgot my own channel. Jacob's been at it far longer than me.
I do it too.
Technically, JT, we're all Black Sicilian, just in case you're curious about that.
Yeah.
So,
whoa, JT, don't smash that beard stick if you want, but take me out to dinner first. I don't know if that's a typo, but...
I need to pimp the channel a little bit. So if you guys are watching this we are 40 subs away from the 500. So we are the slow climb. And remember, you do get a topless beard with that. So
gotta get to working out.
You know what'll make it happen,
yeah,
though? Roman,
we're getting there.
Roman, I'm going to tell you how it's going to happen.
Not with the Fifth Element stream.
Yes, well,
you Lou Dallas,
so,
right over, dude.
So for new viewers out there, please sub to the channel if you have not done so. I want to thank. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Let's. Fuck my brain. I'm so tired. JT Gunn. I'm going to be on as well on Wednesday for the Art Bell show. What is that? 6:30 my time? JT, throw that up there. I think it's 6:30 my time, but I get distracted because I'm old. I love Art Bell. If you love Art Bell, tune into that. It's going to be a fun show. We did one a couple months ago, and it was a really good time.
It's possible. So, not likely. Art Bell will actually be there. Undead.
Be good. So thank you so much to the panel and Sammy, the internet whore, and to our fantastic chat. It was really, really interactive tonight. Lots of stuff coming out of you guys. It was fantastic. So thank you for that. And that's kind of it. Next week we'll be here for the final episode every Thursday at 5 Pacific Standard. We are here for something. Next week it will be the glorious demise of this particular Star Wars show. The following week we'll be here with a free range. Then August 1st we are doing August 1st. Yeah, August 1st we're doing Them, the big fucking ant movie. And then August 8th is a free range happy birthday, I didn't fucking die stream. It's actually my birthday, so it'll be kind of weird and fun. Anyway, so on that note, thanks for being with us, folks. If you're watching it on the rewatch, thank you as well. And until next time, be kind.